to episode 532 of the Super Ultra Podcast Arcade for August 1st, 2026. I am one of your hosts, Daniel Nicholson, and with me is my co-host, Dominic Stallworth. What's been going on, Dominic?
All right, man. It's been an all right week, man. We're finally in August, new month here, man. One more month, like one more of the true months of summer. Like always put like June, July, August.
Yeah.
Um, and then back to school, man. Weeks away, weeks away. Yeah, it's man. This summer went by. It's going by. All right. I've been dealing with it by just staying inside. So there you go. But anyway, get right into it. Like the playoff races, it's really getting down, man. Close, especially American League. I mean, you have the Yankees who are kind of struggling, but they have a nice little lead. They're really just battling with Tampa Bay for first place in the actual league right now. So it's the trade deadline. By the time you hear this podcast, trade deadline is over. It's officially over on Monday. So we're going to see what happened. The Orioles made a move. Right now, we got rid of our pitcher Kramer, who he's been solid. He's been here, he's been solid. Now recently he's been pretty bad these last uh, so many starts, but he's been like a solid back end pitcher, a guy you might have like number five, maybe four,
Mhm.
like if he's on. It just sucks that this year like we had other pitchers who were got hurt or being like we had Eflin get hurt, Bassett get hurt. Who else did we pick up that didn't play? Yeah, I feel like I'm missing somebody as another pitcher should be there that isn't. But anyway, yeah, and we picked up a prospect, outfield prospect. So he's like 19 now, so we'll see how that works out. Hopefully, he comes to be something. So there's that, and he went to. We did this with the Twins, so the Twins pick up Kramer. I guess they're hoping to get something out of Kramer to help them get a push for the playoffs too. Like they're right there with us. While I guess we hoping that he sabotages them basically. So there you go.
We can only hope.
Anyway, so yeah, like I said, it's been close up. Orioles have been doing, for the month of June, July, they were 15-8, which is good. They were second best. That's the second best record for July in the major leagues. So it's like I'll take that. It just that it's almost like I want better than that because of we did so bad those some other months. So that hurts us. Like it makes it so that a 15-8 record is like, oh man, we could have been better. And we could have because there's some winnable games. But we did have that stretch. We won seven straight games. Right after that buzzsaw against Boston. Boston is the one who ended up with the best record. I forgot what the record was. In July. And so like they still hold like the last spot, I believe. Yes, in the wild card. But we're still right there, man. And we're almost at 500. Um, right now we're and like after they fired the manager, but now they have been on a slide and like I mean I because like look, I just focus on Orioles, so I don't hear too many rumblings of what's going on around the league. I might look at the standings every once in a while, but yeah, they have been losing, uh, which is bad, like because which is bad for them because they really take advantage of Braves not really like clicking. Like Braves, I mean, Braves are still they're winning, but they're not like dominating. Like I thought it was a chance Philly really to make it even closer. But man, that helps them. And the Nationals is like they haven't really taken full advantage of the Phillies downslide. Like I think they're still technically behind them. Um, but the Nationals is I mean the problem is the pitching. Did they pick up a pitcher in a trade? Uh I don't know if I mentioned that last week, but because I don't know when I forget when it happened. But I know there's been some rumors about them trying to get rid of one of their top players. Well, not get rid of him, but it's not them. People offering to get C.J. Abrams, and it all depends what they give for him. Like, but I don't want him to go. Look, Nats is like the team I'll watch instead of the Orioles. Like they're the most local team, and they got these two guys, James Woods and Abrams. And look, I was gonna say it. Like, it ain't that many black people who play baseball. Like the percentage is. Last time I saw it, this was like maybe some years ago, but still in the 2020s, like 9%. There's like 9% black in baseball. So anybody got so many. So Cedric Mullins was like my guy, but he's gone. Look, but Cedric Mullins, hey man, he's doing okay with Tampa Bay. He's doing okay. I mean, he's not doing great hitting. I mean, last time I've seen his average, it was low, but his defense is still good. I just saw like one where he did hit a home run in the game, but so he's still playing. So good for him. And like on our team, the only black guy I know is Jeremiah Jackson, and he comes in every now and then. Like he's not a consistent starter. He's a second baseman, so that's where Holiday is. And like he's been doing well, but it's not like he's not a star or anything. So like there's a few guys. So like C.J. Abrams, even though it's the Nationals, is Washington D.C., I'd rather see him there. And James Woods, and like they're top tier guys. I was like, well, okay, at least I can see those guys on with a Nets play or something like that. I'll root for them. So yeah. So I don't want him to go. Yeah, I don't want him to go anywhere else. I kind of want him to stay at least closer here, or go. I mean, I wouldn't mind him here too. Though we already have a shortstop. Well, we do have a shortstop. He hasn't been doing well. He did do a big hit for the game-winning runs last game, Gunnar Henderson. But overall has been a bad year. But if he start clicking now and help us get to these playoffs, then yeah, that'll be great. And we'll forget about what the hell happened. But yeah, so yeah, with the O's, like, yeah, we're still in it. And that's what I'm happy about. I'm happy that we're still in it. We're still competitive. The guys are still fighting out there. Even though if you go by even the internet, like these everybody say, man, these guys don't care. They just give up. It's like, man, sometimes I don't like you can see if a guy gives up, like if they're not trying. And I was like, I don't see that here. Like, I'm sorry. Like, first of all, a lot of these guys are under like they're still on rookie contracts we got on this team. Like they're still controlled by our team. They don't have a big contract. I can't believe that they're not trying because they get a contract
They
for the
want
future.
more money.
Yeah, exactly. Now, it was a guy who now was like Pete Alonso, and you saying like, oh man, he's just down, like he already got paid and he's not trying. Then yeah, but he's not, obviously. He is, he's playing and he's doing well. He's playing to what he is. Like it started out slow, but now he's at where he usually is, like on average. So it's been good for with him. Like we had some injuries in the bats, but we had people who come up. Cespedes, and not Cespedes. I'm sorry, and Endar Carcion Strand. That's his last name. It's long. It's long, but he came for an injured player who also, which is funny because that guy came to be playing a lot more because of another injury before because of our third baseman. So, but the guy before him was doing great. Blaze was our best hitter who hit and threw over 300. Then he got hit by a pitch and then he's hurt. I don't know when he's coming back. But then Strand came up for him, and he's been on fire, man. Like it seems like every time he plays, he did well at third base. I think I don't know, maybe he did one error, but at least one error I seen. But his bat, man, he's been clutch, and like he gave the game time win last night, and like he came as a pinch hitter. Like the guy has been doing. We've been lucky with him. What he doing now? We've been unlucky at catcher. Like both our catchers get hurt. Like are like the two guys who are like both good at catching. One is the most is our future. The other one could be still our future. I don't know. Like all depends. They haven't got a contract done with them yet. And but what we do is like we do DH. Somebody DHs and whatever.
Yeah.
But both of them getting hurt like at the same time. That sucked for us. One of them should be back sometime soon. But like we've been hurting at bats with them. Like they've been like easy outs. And then we got these other two guys who just came up now. After they sent the other guys back down because they weren't doing that well. Got these other two guys. I mean, I know somebody like the guy came up and said, "Oh man, he just does what the other guys do. Like he hit a hit and double play." It was only one at bat though. He just came in as a pinch hitter. Um, and it was like one at bat, and I was like, dudes, I mean, like that sucked. Yes, it sucked. He hit it in double play, but goddamn, first of all, they're backups for their backups. All right, so you can't expect but so much from them. Like I can't expect them to be freaking top hitters. Cause then what the fuck were they backups for then? So I don't know. People like people just get. I mean, I think people just online just feel like talking. And I didn't, dude. Like, and that's on me. This is on me. I always assume the internet is a young man's game. Like, I mean, I feel like people who get on message boards are mostly younger, but like people either my age, a little bit older, but not a ton of people who are like my dad's age, who's like 70. I know there are up there, but I just didn't think they were up here, like talking. But dude, it is quite a few senior citizens on the Canum chat. Like, guy was like, "Oh, this came from my friend's birthday, 70th birthday." I was like, 70th birthday? I was because first I was thinking like,
Oh,
what?
you're gonna be like, I just came from my prostate exam.
And I was like, I was just thinking like, first I was thinking like, dude, how old are you? And like, that's an old friend. They said, "Was like
Stop
like
hanging
a
out with
job or
70 year
something?"
olds.
I would say like, is this like some guy at a job you cool with? And then I was thinking like, wait a minute, I think this guy's old because other things, like his other comments. I see like he's talked about like the Orioles back in this time and stuff like that. I was like, oh, and then there's quite other few people saying like, yeah, man, no, back in 70 something. I was like, goodness gracious. I said, y'all, some old. I'm thinking these are young people are like up here, like I'm probably the old one or something, or like they're the old guys. And like, no, I'm actually probably in the middle of the pack. Like there's quite a few old heads because like they're the ones who and you know what? They're probably the ones I mute too. I don't know. Because they're probably the ones who still want the days of man, what was the old manager name who won the World Series? Oh my god, it's on the tip of my tongue. Oh my god, why am I can't think of it? And I'm mad you don't know either, Daniel. You're white. You're supposed to be embedded in you
I don't
that stuff.
remember things.
Um, damn, man. Orioles.
Earl Weaver.
Earl Weaver, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, because I think those guys just always saying like, always compare to Earl Weaver, because I'm just tired of seeing the whole thing about our manager sucks. He doesn't know what he's doing. He's doing, and that look. Here's the thing, like I don't know. Some things I question that he's done. I have, like I said, like man, this seems stupid. Why did he not play this guy? He's been hot. And but you play this guy, he's not have been doing nothing. The thing is, these are things that people say to about all the managers in the league. So I'm like, this is his first time managing. So the first year being a manager, and I see people complain about the same things of managers who've been managing for years. And like I said, Dodgers fans, I've seen them message board because I was up there looking at Dodgers stuff back when Machado was first traded. That was back in 2016. Not 2016, 2017. So yeah, I was so I see them complain about their manager. Like I've seen all that. Like, but that guy's still there, and he's down. Like this the same manager was there. It was there then. I forgot how many years he's been there now. But yeah, it's like, dude, it's like this is his first year. I can't get mad. And then like the hitting, like, look, it's one thing if you see like the guys playing, like the guys can play better, like they're playing well enough, and they're just not winning, and then you equate that to the manager because it's like, okay, he's not putting these guys in the right position, he's not putting the right bat in order up. Now I do complain about him with Gunnar Henderson, but I feel like that's more of a people above him saying that, doing that, even though they say they don't. I mean, Elias say he doesn't. I feel like there's something to that because it's like, hey, the last two guys did the same thing when Gunnar was not playing that well. Like, I feel like you could drop him the order a bit. But other than that, man, it's like, yo, really, I don't know if he's that horrible. Or you say he's clueless. It's like, oh, this man's clueless. That's not okay. He's clueless. I mean, I guess all the fucking managers are clueless because look at this. Look at where we are in the standings. Like, look at where we are in this freaking standings. So either you're telling me he's just lucky to have what we have to be where we at, where we see the play, we see how our guys suck sometimes. I don't know. I just seems like the people overreacting. They're overreacting, and I think it's because of one guy. Because on the message boards, he said that, oh, I see all the gray bars are coming out. Gray is like when you ignore somebody, and I didn't know you can ignore people on canon checks. I mean, I kind of figured you could, but I didn't know how. Yeah, and I
Yeah.
was just wondering what he was saying because I was like, gray bars, what are you talking about? And then somebody said, yeah, I said, but I don't ignore guys. I kind of still interact with them. But that's like, oh, you can ignore them because it gets tiresome when you hear the same shit like, oh, they suck, and it's like, oh, he don't know what you're doing. And when it's stuff, it's like you don't even have to. It's like you don't even have to message right now, man. It's like, dude, whatever. But yeah, but it is funny because because now that I do ignore, or something bad happens, I see a lot of grays. I see a lot of grays come on my back on the thing. But when Orioles winning, I don't see that much. And I'm like, huh. I said, what kind of fans are you? It's like it's so weird. It's like you just angry fans. Like you just talk when you're angry, but they might come out when it was a win. I think they might say something nice, but I don't see it no more because I mean I ignore them. So, but I was like, yeah, man. I said it's like fandom is just so weird. I mean, it's just that's the way it is, I guess. But anyway, I'm just happy that we're competing right now, and I hope we make it to the playoffs. I hope we do. Um, I haven't been paying attention to the WNBA recently. I know they had an All Star game. I think that's what happened. Like, because I didn't know when they came back, and I think they already started, but I haven't paid attention. Football, haven't really paying attention to that either. I don't know what's happening with that. And that's it, man. So you got SummerSlam, right, for wrestling happening now?
Yeah, I mean, I talked a bit about that last week, so now it's
Oh yeah.
just, today as of recording is the actual, day of night one of SummerSlam because now we're into the 2-night era of SummerSlam. I'm interested to see how that works out for them. It seems like tickets have not been flying off the shelves necessarily.
Oh, you didn't go, Daniel.
Um, well,
You
yeah, I'm
didn't
not
go.
going to Minnesota for wrestling. Sorry. Um, I am not a destination wrestling type person. If it's around the corner, maybe somewhere in Northern Virginia, maybe like Philly occasionally. There were like some NXT shows back in the day that went up there. But that's
Where?
about as far as I would be willing to travel for that kind of stuff.
Go to Delaware?
If they held one in Delaware, potentially, yes, I would. But I'm trying to think trying to think if I've ever heard them like live from Delaware.
I want to know what kind of arena they have. I mean, in Delaware.
I mean, they,
Yeah.
When I was going to like NXT shows, they were playing in like community college,
I know
gyms. So I'm
that.
sure they got
Yeah.
something there.
But I was hoping that I was trying to think that with WWE, like It's got to be something. They got to have something that's not. You don't have to go on the campus unless that's like a huge arena on campus. But
they got the Joe Biden Memorial Stadium at whatever high school he went to with Crispy Pop or whatever his friends' names were. But yeah, so I'm still relatively looking forward to it. Like I haven't really been following WWE too much as of late. I generally know what's going on, and like I said last week, you know, there's some matches that should be really good. But it's not, you know, my number one priority in wrestling right now. AEW did have their pay-per-view last weekend. And that, you know, this was probably one of their lower quality ones, but that's only because there were like 2 matches that weren't great on it versus like every single one hitting like the previous pay-per-view. There was still plenty of really good stuff though. There was a ladder match. They kicked off the show. The front of the show was kind of like all the good matches were kind of right up front and then right at the end, and the middle kind of dragged a little bit. That's when you had like the Dogs versus the Bang Bang Gang in a chain match. And that was it just wasn't good. David Finlay almost dropped Jay White on his head, but he dropped Jay White on his head. And I thought I like audibly gasped. I was very concerned. Now he hasn't been back on TV since then, and he's just coming back from injury. So I hope it's nothing serious and they're just kind of playing up his absence on TV, you know, as a storyline thing.
Yeah, let's hope they don't miss McConnell. Hope they ain't miss McConnell.
Still alive, Dominic. Still alive. You know, I'm not entirely convinced that he's not, but I mean, he's been a vegetable for so long now that like, what does it matter? Outside of the fact that like, obviously he still has a Senate seat or whatever. Like yeah. That's what needs to be called into question here. Like, who cares whether he's alive or not? But like,
but you know what? They could fix these rules should have been fixed decades ago. Oh, you know why? Because everybody, because it could happen to each and every one of them that they want to have that. Like if I'm just barely hanging on, I still want to keep the seat to help the party. So like that should not be. I'm sorry.
Then if I die, it needs to go to my sister or whatever.
Yeah, man, that stuff, man, pisses me off.
Yeah.
Oh, anyway, back to wrestling.
Yeah. So one of the so Young Bucks versus Death Riders, which was Jon Moxley and Will Ospreay. I think I mentioned last week, like Will Ospreay is kind of having this storyline where he got injured by the Death Riders, and then he came back and failed to beat Jon Moxley, and then kind of got adopted by the Death Riders, and they've made him into like a stronger wrestler, a more vicious wrestler, and now he's going up against Kenny Omega for the title at All In. But at the end of the show, you know, so what they had done to Daniel Bryan or Bryan Danielson when they retired him basically was put a bag on his head, suffocated him. So Jon Moxley was trying to get Will Ospreay to do that to Kenny Omega, and he chose not to. And this is after they had already lost the match earlier in the night because
you said it's suffocated. So he's dead? Yeah. He's dead now?
No, he's not. He shows up on commentary, but you know, it was a despicable act, Dominic. It was pretty rough to watch. But yeah, that's kind of how they wrote him off basically. And Jon Moxley wanted Will Ospreay to do that to Kenny Omega to weaken him before their title match, but he wasn't willing to pull the trigger, and they had lost to the Young Bucks earlier in the night because Will Ospreay wasn't willing to pull the trigger. Basically, one of the Young Bucks, Nick, basically looked like he had a concussion. Like that, it was extremely good storytelling throughout the match because they were basically dominating the Young Bucks to the point where like Nick just didn't look like he knew where he was at all. But because of that, Will Ospreay wasn't willing to like pull the trigger and just finish him off. And the Young Bucks came back and squeaked out a victory. So now they're going up against Christian Cage and Edge, Adam Copeland, if you will, for the titles. They currently have the titles at All In. Now, the Motor City Machine Guns, who is a tag team of veteran wrestlers, Chris Sabin and Alex Shelley, they were in WWE for a while. There was talk of them signing to AEW, but then they eventually showed up on WWE. They got laid off or their contracts expired or something. So they just appeared on Collision, which was on Thursday this week. Probably because they didn't want to go up. I don't know if there's some other sport thing going on, but probably also because they didn't want to go up against SummerSlam. And man, the crowd on this week's like Dynamite was absolutely insane because Willow Nightingale beat Tekla on at the pay-per-view for the women's world title, and like it is the loudest I have heard a crowd in a very long time, like to the point where it felt like it was like manufactured. But it wasn't. Like the whole show, the crowd was just like absolutely insane. It was great. And it was weird though, because they did have like there were a whole bunch of Willow signs for like her winning the championship. And the commentators are like, oh yeah, all these fans made their own signs. And it's like, that says to me they didn't make those signs. Then they actually did put out a video later saying that like basically they invited fans to make their own signs, like they gave them the art supplies and then they help them make the signs basically. But it was still nice. It's cool seeing her win, even though Tekla's been doing great this year. I hope they have something else for her. But it was pretty obvious that what they wanted to do was Willow versus Mercedes Moné, formerly Sasha Banks, because they've been going back and forth with them at All In. And unfortunately, I think Willow probably is going to lose that. But we'll see when we get there. But yeah, it was a fun pay-per-view despite kind of a lull in the middle. There was a Chris Jericho match that was probably better than I would have expected, but still wasn't something I was looking forward to. And now I'm looking at the times, and geez, it's the third longest match actually, but there wasn't really a reason for that. But yeah, that's wrestling.
All right, so I guess we get to what we've been watching. So, have you checked out the Spider-Man yet, Daniel?
I did actually. Yeah, I went Thursday night. Kind of got last minute tickets, so because they got rid of the place in Snowden, which I grew to really like. It used to be a United Artists, and then when they went out of business during COVID, I think it became a Regal. And then I think Regal's like out of business or like failing or something now. So they just demolished that building. Ended up going to the Columbia Mall, which it's been a very long time, I think, since I've been to that theater. I didn't realize that we weren't at the day and age where all of the theaters have recliners. So, ended up in regular like stadium style seating, which definitely took its toll on my legs. I definitely don't miss those seats. But the movie was worth it, Dominic, I will say. I wasn't necessarily concerned, from the trailers that there were all these, kind of cameo-esque appearances, that the MCU Spider-Man movies have always had like a prominent connection to the MCU through another character. The first movie, it was Tony Stark. Second movie was him too, basically. And then the third movie, obviously they went with all the Spider-Men. But in this, from the trailer, you see the Hulk, you see the Punisher. And I think they did a good job with all of the characters that they used, kind of putting them in there where they needed and not really overdoing it necessarily. I really like the dynamic between the Punisher and Spider-Man. Like the one scene in the trailer that they show, it didn't really do much for me. I wasn't sure how I was feeling about it, but I think they did a good job throughout the movie. And they definitely let the Punisher be a little more like they say shit a lot in this movie because of him. Um, they don't quite let him go further than that, but
But you
they
know what?
that
I think movies have been. I mean, even in our time, like younger age,
mhm,
PG-13 has become like they kept being more lax and letting things happen in PG-13 movies that
yeah,
like you wouldn't think otherwise would happen. Like you would think it'd be just rated R, like that.
right.
And but yeah, they seem like they do that now. I just
Mhm.
can't wait to nudity be PG-13 now, Daniel.
Not just butts anymore, Dominic.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, so I liked his inclusion in it. I definitely don't think it took away from it. It's been kind of a mystery as to what the plot of this movie was going to be because they've been trying to keep one specific character a secret. And I think anybody that's actually like paid attention pretty much knew who that character was going to be. And I think the character's fine. I think as an antagonist, they do a good job. Um, and the way things kind of shake out by the end, I think it all works. I think at the end of the day, what works best about it is it's just a very interesting story for Peter slash Spider-Man. He is dealing with the ramifications of that spell from Doctor Strange and no one really knowing who he is anymore and contending with the fact that he does still know everybody, and he has to kind of deal with that, and what that looks like in his life and how that affects him as a person outside of being Spider-Man,
Hold up. How
despite
about
the
Doctor
fact that
Strange? Is he? Does he know who he is?
I I would imagine. I mean, that's not addressed in this movie. He's not in this one, so I don't know.
Yeah.
Um, but I would imagine. Actually, that's a good question. I don't know because obviously, yeah, he's the one that did the spell, but like, could the spell have also just affected him to the point where they wouldn't know?
Oh yeah.
Um,
Oh, you can go spoilery. Who's that guy you talking about?
so it's actually a woman. So big spoilers, I guess. Like I said, anybody that's paid attention. So Sadie Sink, I think I actually mentioned this the other week or something. Sadie Sink is a woman who was in Stranger Things. She's a redhead, and a telepath. So where does that put your head, Dominic? Redheaded
Um,
telepath.
Jean Grey, right?
Jean Grey. There you go. That's who she is. So basically she's doing some really interesting stuff here where she's basically taking over people's bodies. Um and basically the story is she's trying to get her sister back from damage control. Damage control being, the like governmental body that is
Jean had
kind
a
of
sister.
overseeing. In this movie, she did at least. I'm
Oh,
I'm not
oh
really
yeah.
familiar with it. I
It's-
believe in the comics she did, but it was never somebody that I was ever actually familiar with.
I would.
Um,
I just want to know like if something they added because I'm reading the old X-Men comic books and
mm,
they don't really go into detail of their families except for Scott with his brother Alex.
yeah,
Like that's the one I know. But I mean, they can always just say she don't talk about her family, I guess. But they're in, like even I that well, yeah, yeah. So they always do that. I mean, they can always because hell, they don't talk. I only see her parents either. But
yeah,
I don't on a TV show. I mean, I just
yeah.
go to X Men
I mean,
cartoon.
that's the thing for me. That's where I know my
Yeah,
X Men,
and she they never
mythology
talk about
basically.
Yeah, like it seemed like she was the only child. That's what it made it out to be.
Yeah.
But yeah, go ahead.
Apparently, she first appeared in the comic during the Dark Phoenix saga, Uncanny X-Men number 136.
Okay.
But basically, it's Jean Grey trying to get her sister back from these people. Spider-Man perceiving her as a villain because what she's trying to do is break into this government body and attack people. And then him kind of coming to terms with why she's doing it and what that means for her. It's definitely like a coming of age thing because like it's very much you see Spider-Man in this movie as kind of a mentor by the end. You have Jean Grey, who is now this younger character, and Spider-Man kind of helps her to navigate her feelings and kind of the ramifications of what happens throughout the movie. And then yeah, the Punisher is in quite a bit of the movie, and like I said, I think their dynamic
And he
is
tells him
very
how
good.
he got out of jail from Kingpin.
That's my only problem with him being here really is like, well, one, the kind of like super big tonal shift between his appearance in Punisher, or Punisher in Daredevil season 1, in the new Daredevil season 1. I'm completely ignoring the one last kill thing because I think that just is bad and I don't care about it. And the fact that, yeah, like he just seems to be like palling around New York now as a vigilante. Uh, well, and that's the other thing, right? Is like there's no indication that this is like a Kingpin New York or even like a post Kingpin New York. It feels so disconnected from the
Yeah,
other
because
media that the
see,
Punisher has been in.
that's right. He was the mayor of the whole of New York. Like that's huge. Like so, it's like you just kind of just toss that to the side, and it's like, Darren. See, that's why I kind of hoping he was just like a guy who was I don't know what you would call it, the borough like mayor
Yeah,
or whatever. I
right.
don't
Yeah,
know what they call it, like Congress, like of the district or something,
right.
like just this like the city, like the
He's head
city
of the
was.
board of education for this county.
Yeah, it's like yeah. See, but y'all went big, and I'm thinking that it will be something. Not that because I know the whole rule thing. He can't be in the movies, which I don't know why people just don't pay. But anyway, um, like just to mention, like oh, Kingpin, what like something that was there just to make it like us. I don't know. It just makes it weird. It's like you try to connect, but then you don't, and then you don't with that. Yeah, this is New York. It's like he was a mayor of New York. This is the biggest. I mean, the most like popular city like in the world, really. Like, like
Right.
it's the one.
Exactly.
This is where all the stuff. This is every like all freaking everything
Yeah.
goes through there.
Meanwhile, there's not even like I see no banners about him. I see no like news stories about how he's no longer involved. That's my
Yeah,
thing. Is like it just feels like a universe where the Kingpin never existed at all, basically.
yeah,
Um,
and which I mean, if it was that, then it was that. But we know that no, y'all had this is y'all said this is it. This is all connected. Daredevil was here. It was in the last Spider. He was in that last Spider-Man for this one. So I'm like, okay, cool. Oh well.
yeah.
All right. So, but yeah, I'm glad. Yeah, man, I'm glad you liked it. So I might.
Yeah, and I don't think, looking at the trailers, we're thinking like Man Spider and stuff like that. It never gets that extreme.
Okay.
So I think they do a good job of balancing the stories that they're telling. It doesn't feel like because from the trailers it felt like, oh, you're seeing Scorpion and you're seeing the Hulk and you're seeing Punisher and you're seeing him look like he's transforming into a man spider, and then you have this mysterious character that they never really even talked about. They got the hand. And I think they did a good job of not really, getting themselves overwhelmed. All of those people have their places in the movie, but none of them are particularly overbearing. And I think everybody that's there is effectively doing what they need to do for the betterment of the movie.
All right. So I've been watching. You watch anything else?
I also watch Mortal Kombat 2. That's out on HBO
Okay.
now. I think it's a better movie than the first one. I don't think it's like a super good movie. It's fun, but it's not something I feel like I'm going to find myself ever really watching ever again.
Oh, well, I mean, I never was. Yeah, I mean, okay. I mean, I never thought of that kind of movie to begin with. I just wanted it to be good, but it doesn't sound.
I think it's enjoy. Like, I don't remember. How did you feel about the first one?
Just like
outside of Cole being useless.
I just liked Kano. Kano was my favorite character.
Yeah.
Well, that was one guy I liked.
Then you're gonna like this one, Dominic.
Well, no, I liked him. I didn't like the movie.
Well, that's what I'm saying. You're gonna like this.
Oh, okay.
Spoilers: Quan Chi brings him back to life.
Oh yeah. Well, I know he's alive because he's in the trailer.
Oh, okay, yeah, gotcha. Yeah, and he plays a pretty prominent part in the movie. So, and his stuff is probably the best part of the movie. I'll say.
Again, wow.
Yes.
I mean that's not a bad thing. If only if there was like other really good parts too, though. Like
I don't want to be like the katana stuff is fine. And the Johnny Cage stuff is fine. Those are your A and B plots basically. Johnny Cage and katana. And I think
so. So does Street Fighter have an uphill battle? Does Street Fighter have an uphill battle?
From that trailer that I saw ahead of Spider-Man, absolutely. They showed a scene of like I think it was it Ryu? I think it was Ryu fighting Blanca, who is Jason Momoa in CG, and I think that movie is just going to be crazy. I don't think it's going to be a good movie. I think it might be. You know what? It has the potential to maybe be a more fun movie than Mortal Kombat, just because I think Mortal Kombat does take itself a little bit seriously, whereas I could see Street Fighter not taking itself seriously one iota, basically, and therefore just being absolutely insane. So I could see maybe a world where like so bad it's good, right? Like that kind of thing.
Yeah.
But I think Mortal Kombat is fine. Like I said, I think it's better than the first one. Part of that is because they now have Johnny Cage to focus on. They don't just take a nameless, faceless Cole character that no one has any thoughts or feelings towards. And try and make him the main character of the movie. And then everybody else, you just got all the people that you would expect in there for the most part. And yeah, I think, that, like I said, the Kano stuff is probably the best part, but Johnny Cage has some similarly Kano-esque, comedic moments that I think also work pretty well.
Okay, cool. Anything else you see?
I started watching this one movie called The Long Walk because it was also on HBO, and the guy that is in this is also going to be seemingly the new Black Panther because he's going to be playing the grown-up child of T'Challa. But I had heard somewhere else like this.
So there's going to be another Black Panther. There is going to be. a new
Yeah,
like a
they announced at whatever they just had, Comic-Con or something, that Black Panther 3 is 2028, I think. So yeah, they've
oh cool.
I I just realized that I fucked that up for you too. Sorry. Because you're watching the second movie right now. Um
Oh yeah, yeah.
yeah, so Black Panther.
I
Sorry about
mean,
that.
yeah. But
Um
nah, that don't matter. Daniel, I'm not that into. I mean, I'm watching it, but
yeah.
I don't really care. I mean, I'm
Yeah,
not
but
into it like
you'll
that.
see eventually what they're doing with that.
Okay. Uh,
Um but yeah, and I think this is like based on a Stephen King novel or something. And it's kind of Hunger Games ish, where the like America's had the Civil War. So now every year they take a young man from each state and they basically have them walk until there's only one of them left. Um, and it's kind of crazy. It's, and these guys are just, they're creating bonds, and some of them are just a-holes. So like, they're like, don't want to deal with them, let them walk ahead. But like, you have to keep this steady pace. Otherwise you get like merits. And if you get 3 merits, they just shoot you right on the spot. Um, it's really this crazy thing. I'm very intrigued to see where it goes, but because it's basically centered around just, this group of guys, and for the most part
oh
it's
man,
like,
like yeah. Okay,
am I
yeah. I
still
lost you. Go ahead.
still
Yeah,
here?
you good.
Okay.
You good.
Um, there's like 2 kind of main characters. It's the new, the guy they hired for Black Panther, and then this one other guy, I've seen him somewhere else, I feel like.
Okay, and the guy
He's
who's
kind
playing Black Panther, is he speaking with his accent in this movie?
I don't no, he's doing like an American thing. Does he have an accent?
He's British.
Oh, okay. Of course he is. No, he's not British in this movie because he's representing one of the states. I want to say he's doing
Oh,
like a slight Southern thing. Um,
okay.
yeah, but I haven't finished the movie yet, so I'm intrigued to see where it goes. So I'll probably talk about it again. But yeah, it's just kind of an interesting premise, and I've heard good things about it. So that's why I kind of just picked it up after I finished Mortal Kombat. It was one of those like, here's a suggestion thing. I was like, you know what? All right, let me give it a try. Um, and I started watching the House of the Dragons, but I haven't finished the previous episode, the one that I think you had watched. Because I've been trying to watch things like as I see them, because otherwise I'll kind of forget about them, like Mortal Kombat. Now that it's out, I was like, oh, I should probably watch that, because like if I wait a week, I'm gonna forget that it's even on HBO, because I'm not always going on HBO. Whereas something like, I still haven't gotten around to watching the X-Men stuff, because I feel like I'm always going to remember it's there, and we'll go back to that purposefully, where like these other
Uh,
things
how about
I'm not
Spider Man?
necessarily going to
I mean, you're
purposefully
like a
go.
big Spider Man fan, and I'm just surprised you didn't watch. That was on. Daniel, I literally only watched that because I thought she was going to watch it. Honestly, I mean, it's
And
good.
that's part of the problem, right? Is because it's on Amazon. I keep just kind of forgetting about it. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna write that down right now, and then I'm gonna try and make that a thing to make sure I watch this weekend. Spider Noir. All right. So yeah, that's what I've been watching, Dominic. What have you been watching?
So, oh yeah, but the House of Dragons. I want to say I did watch the latest episode.
Oh, okay.
Um, like I just have it on. Like I don't
Mhm.
immediately. I have it on while I'm playing the game, so I just turn my head, see if I hear any yelling. I know something happened.
There's a dragon
And
coming.
yeah, but not. I mean, it was something big that happened the episode, but I'm just riding it out, man. Like I'm just not into it. Not into it like I used to. Uh, what happened. That my interest will just wane. It's not. Yeah, I felt like because that was the thing. I think it had to come at a regular, like at least a year or something. But anyway, um, I also I have caught up with X-Men, so I watched everyone, and yeah, they've been good. They've been good. Like and also seeing other characters like this latest one had Colossus up there.
Oh,
Um,
cool.
and it kind of focused more on Colossus, Nightcrawler, and stuff. And like it was good. I also like the one before that when it was like Wolverine getting together with the old squad he used to be with, the people, well, the ones who are still alive. Anyway, and like Sabretooth was there. He was with also damn, what's her name? With the long nails.
Oh,
Psych
Lady Deathstrike.
That's Strike, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Morph was with them. He was originally with them. But he was only like outsider guy. And these other two guys who I don't remember the names of. That was good. It yeah, man. These they've been it's been yeah. This the writing's been great. Like it's keeping my interest and it's cool and the tone is still just like it was in the last season. Yeah, like how it's a little more like grown up. You know, it's not mean. It's not total. Yeah, it's like the in between of like Invincible and the original X Men. You know, like it's like yeah, it's not something that would have been on Saturday morning cartoons, but it's not particularly super violent either.
Mhm.
But it's good and like it's has been done well. Like even though it's like a new new guys behind it because of the stuff that happened with the last what was it director or writer the guy who worked on it
Yeah.
but they it's been still pretty good episodes and definitely this what the left off with this cliffhanger. I definitely want to see what happens. I don't even know what days it comes on, honestly. You know, I know my friend Foot told me, but I just forgot. What else have I watched? I watched this movie called it came out in 2011. Like I just ran across it because I was looking for something new to watch and darn, I had it up here and now I darn and what's that British guy named Gleason? Brendan Gleason.
Okay.
It's a comedy about Don Cheadle. It works for the FBI, but they like but the drugs like some kind of drug cartel, whatever. That's I guess they're doing stuff to the U.S. and Irish and Ireland. So he's come to Ireland to help get these guys, and then you have Gleason who plays this. He's the local cop, one of the local cops, and he's just like an asshole. Like he's just. I mean,
Always is.
he's like a lazy asshole cop or something like that. And but yeah, it's funny. It is funny, like the comic goes. And then yeah, I didn't even know nothing about this movie, and I'm just seeing it now. Like I didn't even look at the ratings for this.
Yeah, like I'm looking at
It's got
this and I don't
94.
recognize ever knowing that this existed.
Yeah, and that's why I thought it was like maybe a new movie, like newer, and that's why
Mm.
because now movies come out now I don't hear about. Like I just don't hear
Nah,
about
not at
them.
all.
Yeah, so that's what I was thinking. I was like, oh, this must have came out like a couple years
They're
ago,
making a
and not
Thomas Crown Affair remake with what's his face,
Michael
Dominic.
B. Jordan. Michael B. Jordan.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah, I
like,
know.
because I didn't know what trailers I was gonna see in front of Spider-Man. I'm like, what in the world?
That's the closest you're going to get to a black James Bond. But the but yeah, the guard, yeah, the guard. It came out 2011. It got 94% on Rotten Tomatoes, and I was like,
That's
good God,
crazy.
man. Like, how come I never heard of this? Like, I never
Right.
heard of the guard. And but yeah, it this was really funny movie. Yeah, I mean, yeah, it got Mark Strong, another foreign guy, and I mean, yeah, most of the people are foreign except for Don Cheadle. And I think
Yeah.
Don Cheadle's like the only one, is it? But yeah, it's good, man. Like it's a it's a funny movie. What else have I seen? King of the Hill, yeah, and then you saw some too. I mean,
Yeah.
all the shows are out. I just watched up to 5, like the first 5 episodes,
How
and
many do you know how many total it is?
no, I think I want to say it's the same amount as last season. So
Okay.
remember, if I just don't remember what it was.
Yeah, like 8 or
5 or
9 or
6,
something maybe.
forget. Yeah. Because how many? Hold up. What are you up to? How many have you seen? You seen 4 of them, right?
Correct, yeah. 4.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, then I'm up to 5. I'm like, just one. But yeah, it's still funny, man. Like that, like so far, each one, and I mean, like yeah, I haven't disappointed. I haven't watched the episode. Like yeah, I was disappointed.
Nope.
Man,
It's been
they
great.
they have done a good job of like having the character, like just seeing here with today's like technology and lingo and everything is just so funny. Like it's crazy. And even though it's a little spoilery for you, but not much. It was just something what Bobby was doing. He was doing like these he was doing impressions like he did as a kid,
Mhm.
which as a kid when he was as a kid it made sense. But as an adult, and I think the person even said it, it was like, oh, somebody said like you're only 21. He said I thought you were like 40. He said, why would you think that? Because you were doing impressions of like old things like Urkel and some other stuff, which at his real age at the time, that's what was he's seen those shows. They were on when he was younger, like or
Right.
at his age. So it made sense for him to do that impressions. So I guess because even though it's in current time, they didn't age everybody accordingly.
Proportionally, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, proportionally to what it was, because he's 21. Bobby should
Yeah,
be
so he should
actually
be our
older.
age, he shouldn't be, yeah.
Yeah, because he was what? He was like 11. He was like 12. Because I remember the 13th episode. He was 13 at one point.
Mhm.
I think he started out 11 though, actually. But because they actually had them grow a little bit. They weren't going like real life grow, but they had them get older. Like Bobby got older because Joseph went through puberty. He got real tall.
Yeah. And voice
And
change.
yeah, when he was 13. So yeah, when Bobby was turned 13, I think I was probably 14 or 15. Yeah, Bobby, yeah, darn, yeah. Now I'm thinking about that. Bobby is our age. Yeah, Bobby like
Yeah.
was literally our age. Um, so yeah, that's why when I thought the show was coming back and you seen a grown Bobby, I mean, the way he looked, he could have been like in his 30s, honestly.
Yeah.
I mean, the way he's drawn, I don't know how. Yeah, um, but yeah, when they said like he's just 21, I said, oh, darn, they didn't age him that much because technically, Hank and Peggy are like my mom's and dad's age. Like
Right.
they grew up around that time. Well, technically, I think like that's the same as Homer. Homer and Marge were my mom's age, and yeah, I
Yeah.
was probably closer to
I don't wanna
Maggie's
talk about The
age.
Simpsons. Ugh.
Yeah.
We're now older than Homer.
Yeah, I know, man. Darn. At least we're not ordering than Hank Hill yet, though. Dang. At least the Hank Hill is in this show. Thank God this show started. Thank God this show started,
Yep.
Dan, because we'll be older. Um. So
Be
anyway,
older than Mr. Burns soon.
all right. So yeah, man, King of the Hill, good job, man. Great writing. Like I'm
That's
glad that's
incredible.
something that has been gone for so long because it's rare. You might get something that be okay that has come back. Say, okay, it's okay, but it's not as good as it was when it was out. And people used to blame that, say, well, that's because you're just nostalgic. Because you always go like the older stuff better. Well, I can tell you this. This proves my point then. It can be done. it can be done. It is not because just of me, like, oh, I'm just nostalgic for the old days. No, it's still there is a difference. Like when shows have been gone for so long, then you want to bring them back, and yeah, it's not the same because I mean, yes, time, but also there it can be done though. That it can be good writing and stuff like that. And King of the Hill did it. They done it. They proved that it can be done. So
Yep.
whatever. Like or at least be good. I mean, that's the thing. A lot of times it's bad. These shows come back, they're
Yeah.
worse. It's not that they mean worse and like a lot worse. Not just like, oh lad, it's still a good show, but it's not as good. No, sometimes they come out it's not good at all. And I'm like, nah, man, it's not good. I don't
Futurama.
want you to come back. Yeah.
Granted, I
Yeah.
didn't necessarily give Futurama that much of a chance, but like that first
Yeah.
episode was such a turn off that I'm just like, why are
It
we doing
was. It was the first episode was a turn off. Well, now all depends which comeback you're talking about because there's a comeback on Comedy Central
I
and there's
think
a
it's
comeback on
the
Hulu.
latest one that was on like
Hulu,
Hulu or
yeah,
whatever.
yeah, the Hulu one. The Hulu one was definitely worse than the Comedy Central one, and the Comedy Central one wasn't definitely as good as the old ones. But they had some good ones in the Comedy Central one. Like
Yeah,
there
I
was some
mean,
good
even
ones
with
like I
the
saw.
Comedy
Yeah,
Central, I stuck with through all like the 3 movies or whatever that they
yeah,
released too.
yeah. That Hulu one was that I saw that one too, and that was pretty bad. All right. So I guess we get to video games finally. So what you been playing, man?
Nothing really this week. It's outside of the fact that I clearly watched a lot of things this week. I didn't have much time otherwise to play any video games this week.
Oh yeah. So I forgot to mention about the game. What's the game you bought on Switch with the mouse? Made by
With the
the
mouse.
it-
Hollow Knight,
yeah,
not Hollow Knight, not Mina the Hollower.
Mino Hollow. Yes, they do have like accessibility stuff, just like
Yes, they do.
um
Yeah,
I'm about to say Shuttle Knight. Shovel Knight.
shovel.
I said
Yeah, shovel.
Shadow Knight. Yeah, they do have stuff like that. So if you having a hard time with that,
Yeah,
but
and I
anyway,
did
okay.
turn some of that stuff on and went back into the game, and still was having a little bit more trouble than I wanted to. So I just need to pump all that stuff all the way up, I guess, and just breeze through it. I guess.
Surprised, like you're having trouble. Not that I'm not. Just that you usually are better with those type of games.
Yeah, I think I'm just losing my patience more and more with anything video games that's like challenging me.
Um. All right. So where am I? Oh yeah. So I've been playing some more Final Fantasy 16. Yeah, I'm still near the end. I did like I think this is it. Like this is gonna be final boss. I think I can do like all the like side quest stuff that are like kind of unlocked now. So yeah, I'm gonna be doing that stuff, and then well the last bit. I mean, I've been doing side quests throughout the game, but I know there's still some more hunts that weren't available for me to do, but now they are. But yeah, you're kind of enjoying it, but still, but just like all most Final Fantasies, I'm trying. I don't think there's one where like at the end, I'm like as for the boss or something, it's like I don't. I mean, at least with this one, it's not really a lull, but it kind of is. It's not as much as the other games because like after you face the guy that you've seen most of the time through the game, Final Fantasy, like the ones I played, they always put somebody you didn't really see and
Mhm.
after, and it's like I don't care. I mean, yeah, I fight this guy, but I don't care anymore. I beat the guy who I really wanted to beat. Like I already beat them. They gonna put like, oh, but this is the boss who was over him and stuff like that. And it's like he's the big bad. It's like I don't even know him. Like nine, oh, I hated that nine. I was like, what the hell? Um, and what was it for 10? I'm trying to remember what 10 was because after I did kill my father, I killed Seymour. Yeah, I killed Seymour and my father. Did Seymour Kabamba or something? I don't forget what it was. It was something stupid too. Now this thing, at least this thing, I did. You do technically see, not totally throughout. I mean, he comes later in the game, but you do see him. Like he's a thing. So, but um, yeah, it's just that I just don't find him as interesting as like the other people who I had for like before him. But he's the guy who's really been controlling the stuff behind the scenes. He's just not that entry's the guy, but at least it is something that I know. Like, oh, he's the big bad. Unless I don't know, maybe I beat him, and then something comes like, oh, but I'm the father or something like that. And then after you have to fight me, some shit like that. But no, but yeah, like I'm just feeling like this game, like I'm ready for it to end. Like I'm like say, okay, man, this is pretty much it. But I do want to do these side quests. So I want to wish they had done the last bit of side quests before I did this mission. Because yeah, I just feel like yeah, because it's like oh, the way the tone of the game and everything's like okay, this is it. Let's go ahead and fight this thing. But now it's like you put these side quests. I'm not going to do these side quests after I beat the game. I don't do that. Like I've never been that guy, unless it's unless it's an expansion or something that comes out later. Then okay, but I don't do that if it's within the game, and that's why I never went back to Expedition 33. Like I'm probably never going to finish that. And really, technically, I didn't beat Expedition 33. It just pisses me off that I can't. They don't let you have a map before I can know where to go to do the side quest I didn't do. They don't have or a checklist or like some mission list or something to tell you like what side quest is available. Because they want to do some shit like you explore the world. So well, I did explore the world, but now you're telling me to go back to places I've been to find out what to do. That's not fair.
To
That's
find
not
things
right.
that I don't know exist. Yeah,
It's like that's not fair, man. Like you with the whole map thing, like explore. It's like, dude, that's an excuse because people do that anyway. That's the thing. People, map or no, people do explore, man.
yeah,
Like you can't force people to be like this. Yes, there's a certain less. If you set a gameplay mechanic in a way that people have to play, that's different. But this, you can't force me to be like in a way of like, oh, we want you to go to every nook. No, nobody's no. Look, there are people who's going to do that anyway. Like I'm going to explore anyway, but I also want to know where the hell shit is. Like when I go, but whatever. Anyway, yeah, 5v16 almost done. Hopefully, I'll be done with that this week. Um. And also, I've been playing Halo. Technically, I beat the original campaign. I played through that all the way through. And I collected all the terminals and skulls that were there to do on that one, but there's still some more I had to collect from the new missions they have. So after playing through this, yeah, I see changes. Like they changed the library, I guess to be a little more. I guess it's a little. It is definitely different, and it's better because the library was always just like you go into the same corridor and then you go up an elevator, and this at least is
right.
like they're not the same. Like it's kind of. Yes, in structures and buildings, some things rooms look the same. That makes sense, but this is done in a way it makes sense that it's not boring looking. That it's not like the look of the area is not boring or anything because you're always shooting a goddamn flood. But and they also with the whole seeing the flood thing, they made that little scarier, a bit scarier than what it was,
Oh,
atmospheric. Um,
mm.
I'm trying to think of some other like something new. I know in this game, yes, you can run. Oh yeah, you can run. Like you only have one speed and the original
Oh,
Halo.
right. Okay.
This one you actually run, but you can't run and slide. Like your games. So, and like I said, you can't grab the layer. I'm like, you might as well just put that in the game. Shit, you might as well put the slide in the game too, because it seems like some people just. I mean, I haven't looked at what everybody specifically think on the game yet because I wanted to play through it
Yeah.
myself. Um, I know that there's been mixed feelings, like as far as I see articles saying like, "Hey, people have been mixed on it." Like, but when I see reviews, I see eights and stuff. So I'm like, okay, yeah, it's fine. That's what I thought. And I mean, I already said my case that I think it should not have been made anyway because you already done a freaking remake and you just need to make a new game.
Right.
Like maybe you should have did like those missions, like just the whole thing. Like, hey, this is what happened before Halo Zero or something like that. But yeah, so overall, I mean, I enjoyed it. I mean, it feels like Halo, the shooting and everything like that. Feels like Halo. Oh yeah, the last mission, going through, like trying to beat the time to get to the ship. It that I mean, I died a few times because I was playing on legendary, and I think the time is shorter
Mhm.
there because I was like,
Mm.
I was like, I don't remember being this hard, and oh yeah, I was using cheats by the way. So yeah, whatever. Like because I was like, hey, but
There you
yeah,
go.
but the timing, it was just like I always cut it close, and I finally got it on my third try. Because well, first of all, I think it'll be easier because I don't go straight through because I was trying to collect the skull. So I always go over, get the skull, and then I come back. Um, so that was really crunch the time. Like I think I would have plenty of time to get there. Like and I barely got there. When I got my third time, I barely made it, and I missed the cutscene because I was pressing button to like jump to get there, and I must have accidentally hit skip cuts the cutscene, which I can just see anyway. Um,
Mm.
so, but yeah, whatever. But yeah, overall, it's a fine game. But what's the price of it? Is it $50? 49.99.
Yeah, I think so.
Uh, $50. I mean, but technically, it is a game from the ground up. This isn't like a reskin game like what
Yeah,
the
because it's
first
running on
was.
Unreal now, right?
Yeah. I mean, it's fine. I don't know why they don't let you change the filter on the uh I don't know, either film grain or some other thing. Because it has that grain stuff, but I can't find it. And then I saw somewhere that you can't do it. And somebody said you gotta and for PC you gotta go to the NE. And I was like, I ain't going to that shit. Not now. Like I'm already
Yeah.
like whatever. It's not I mean it's not that this game ain't that good, like for me to even care that much. But it does kind of suck that you can't change that out. And especially suck for the people on the PlayStation, or Xbox, PlayStation, and PlayStation Pro, because they're not gonna unless they put that option in there, patch it in. Like there's no way to change that.
Yeah.
But it, yeah, man. I mean, but some like the people who I've seen, they were like, yeah, this game is nice. Like the people on the Jez Gordon thing, which now I'm thinking maybe they're bots. I don't know. But they were like, hey, like yeah, man, this is a good time and blah blah blah. And yeah, and then I see things like just going to article talk about the sales now. No, well, the article talks about the sales on PlayStation, but I believe it's all of them because I mean, well, I think he even I don't know if he even mentions the sales of the other ones, but he does say that the there's been mixed critically on it. But I'm gonna think the sales aren't that great right now for all of them because I mean some people in the comments said that too because some people said like why are you just saying PlayStation? Why the sales aren't good for all of them? And he was just saying things like, "Is it worth it to bring it on PlayStation?" Well, put it like this: well, it will be less sales. I mean, just because the sales suck, it'll just suck more. like I don't know what this is. Like there's some people I think they believe that because like he said something about like with the Xbox fans goodwill and stuff and like with them playing these games on PlayStation, almost like so you think people actually are just not buying the games or supporting them because of them putting it on PlayStation? like it will
Right.
actually sell more. I, mm, I don't know. I just don't see it. Like I don't see it. Like yes,
The
the
Xbox
whole idea.
fanboys are mad and they're not buying Xbox games because you also released it on the PlayStation. How dare you?
Yeah, and look, it's the idea of the exclusives on the consoles in the day and age of like of yore, basically, um, of like 5 6 years ago, um, like the last generation. Yes, it makes sense to do that, like to have something like because you want to make it so that hey, you have this, and then you can only play this type of game. So, but you compete because other want to have some games you might want to play too. But they also those consoles have they're different too. They usually are different. Like they usually have a feature maybe in them that the other one don't, so that even third party games may have something that you can't do on the other one. Uh, and like maybe sometimes the consoles like one may be a little graphically superior, one may be a little faster, like something like that. Like back then. But now we're at the point where like they're essentially technically the same. Like when PlayStation added, like they had their controllers and stuff like that. But
Yeah.
that's that's something new and cool. But it's not like Xbox can't do that if they want to.
Right.
They just have you can probably just buy another controller and of their own that does something similar. Um, but I don't like now with the way of things are getting very expensive and the way that I mean it's just it don't make sense as a consumer to want that. Like it don't make sense that you will want something to stay exclusive. And it might don't make I mean, you gotta make it make sense for me even as Microsoft or PlayStation. Now PlayStation can say be like that more so because they're in the lead in their market. Outside of Nintendo, but you know, we already know like the competing with that is it's not really competition with Nintendo. But I mean in certain aspects. But like with Microsoft, like you're so you're so behind the other guys. Like yes, people say, well, you want to make incentives for people to buy your console. How much more, though, like ideally, how much more do you think you're going to catch up with them
Right.
if you do that? Now, people will say, like, well, we'll start with Helix. Like you start with a new console. But still, you really do you really think that's going to work? Like you think people the public is going to change their minds. Like right now, PlayStation has us so much lead from PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 5 that they're going to switch over to Xbox. And like, what would make them? Like, some people are saying, like, if you say like Elder Scrolls is exclusive, that would make them go over. Some people believe that. I don't know. I don't know if that's enough.
I
Maybe
think it would help,
now,
but I don't think it's enough. It's like we've talked about in
like
the
to
past. You have to have
yeah,
games that are coupled with powerful hardware that's at a reasonable price.
and that's the thing. Like, and then these consoles, all they backwards. They're going to be. You know, Xbox definitely is going to be backwards compatible, so you can still play your games up there.
Yeah.
PlayStation, I'm going to say they are. You're going to be able to play the games now. Now for the disc owners, I guess they can be pissed. And then, I mean, unless PlayStation makes something, some people are believing that maybe that one might have a disc drive just to play PS5 games, and
Mm.
that's all it's going to be for your old PS5 games to be played up there. I don't know, but if they don't, then I can see maybe them changing their minds and being really pissed and saying like, "No, I want to go to Xbox now because I'm pissed." Do but then how much percentage of that though is that? Because even still, if you're a guy who's going to a new console, PlayStation might still have the games you still want. Like you still probably just go to them anyway because it's like, hey,
Yeah.
the newer games I want, they're still on PlayStation. Like the Xbox branded games, I don't know. Like maybe I don't care about Elder Scroll, but I do like the JRPGs and stuff like that. And even though a lot of them coming to Xbox now, will are they still going to be that way for it? I don't know. Like it's a lot of yeah. Like I just don't know. I just don't see that we can just be. It can be what it is. Like I don't see how Microsoft can get back to get either to lead or close.
Right.
Like it has to be PlayStation doing something really, really like bad. Like to the level of bad of what Microsoft did when they did the Xbox One, almost bad. And even like, but I don't know what would that be? Because I'm sorry that this thing, I don't think it is. I don't think that's the game changer. I don't think that's the game changer to make it like, oh yeah, people going all this move. No, that's
Yeah, no, there's a very large vocal minority, but at the end of the day, they're a minority on the internet. I don't think, even
yeah,
if like, especially because the news now is kind of like, Sony has talked to retail partners about this stuff, and they'll probably carry like boxed, codes or something like that. Like at the end of the day, if the grandma that's going in for a birthday present can still get you a box, even if it doesn't really have anything in it to wrap up and give to you, then I don't think that really changes much for anybody.
yeah. I just want to know what game is going to look like in a few years. Like period.
It's going to be you and me playing games that are 40 years old, Dominic, and being content with that.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, in way that we talking and stuff, it seems like we'll be perfectly okay.
Yeah. Got a
Yeah,
very
like
long backlog, Dominic.
yeah, because it's nothing. I mean, yes, it's probably maybe it's an unknown game in the future. Where I'm like, damn, I really wish I can get that. Oh yeah, Richard Four, Daniel.
Yeah.
When's that comes out this year or next year?
I don't think so.
Next year. It's next year,
I think
right?
next year. Yeah.
Yeah.
But didn't they come out with that Witcher 3 DLC?
Yeah, they did. I mean, I guess yeah. I guess I'll get into that. But I'm not as excited for Witcher Four as I would have been years ago. And I
Yeah.
think I think just because of a combination of other stuff too.
I mean, the
Um,
problem is like video games just aren't doing anything we haven't already seen before.
yeah,
There's nothing new coming out of video games right now to us. So there's no like innovation. There's nothing pushing it forward. So it
yeah. I
makes
mean,
makes new
and
games no different from going back to old games outside of graphics.
yeah, and graphics haven't been that much better.
No.
Like yeah, hasn't been that huge a difference. It just really just comes down to
Yep.
your hardware. What do you have? What's your hardware? Like what
Exactly.
kind of computer you got? What kind of monitor, TV, television, or something you got? Like yeah. All right. So where was I? Did I? Oh yeah, that was it. Yeah, that was pretty much it. I'm trying to think of did I play anything else of significance? I mean, I played sports games. I think I played mostly just baseball this week.
Mhm.
But I don't think I played anything else like Xbox. So nope. I never did go back to play that Densha Attack. Maybe is
Mm.
up here. Is up here though.
Yeah.
Guess I'll try one day. But yeah. All right. So I guess we take a quick break. When we get back, we get to the flashback segment.
All right.
And we're back. So now we're doing the flashback segment. So we only have one game, and then we're gonna do covers like we do every buff. Video game covers. Video magazine covers, I should say. All right. So the one game that came out we're in a new month, August, came out 10 years ago that's worth mentioning is Batman Telltale series.
Yeah.
This is the Telltale series, which is the point and click game known really big for The Walking Dead. They did Batman, and I believe it was Troy Baker who was speaking for the Dark Knight, and it was good. I actually liked it. Like I like both games. It was they did another one too. Yeah, this is when they were just this Telltale, man, just taking more than they should, taking on more what they should or could, like on these series. Like they were coming with games. Like they be working on two games like episodic and it's at the same time, man. And then it'd be like a third game coming in at the end. And that's why that was one of the reasons why it went under, because just like too much like crunching
spread
stuff.
themselves too thin.
Yeah.
And we're clearly given, all these companies licensing fees and whatnot too, because they were owning every property.
But Batman Tells the series was good. It was a good original story. Um, good plot twist at the of the enemy or who it was. And I really liked it. It was also a twist on Bruce's Wayne's parents, which kind of is. I'm not going to say that's canonic. Um, I'm not even sure really. I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm not really sure. I just know some versions of Batman that do make it like his family, like his father worked with the mob. I know the last movie he asked Falcone for help with something, but it wasn't like he was working with him. This one, he was the mob's doctor, basically. Um, but yeah, man, it was it's definitely a different take. It's definitely a different take of Batman. And it was it's pretty. It leads up to the Joker basically for the next episode, and it leads up to like actually if he becomes the Joker, he's still whatever his name is. I forgot what it was. But
Jeremy.
Yeah, he's crazy. He's still crazy. But does he become the really dark crime lord or something, or does he become? I don't know. Actually, I don't know what the other choice is, because even when I was really nice to him, he still did stuff. But I don't know. I think it could have been worse. Maybe it was like he could have been worse though. In some instances, because some instances I stopped it from killing someone or doing something. Um, yeah, I'm curious. Like I always say, I was going to play the game again at a time. But hey, man, it's just you have so much hours in the day.
Yeah.
But yeah, did you play this?
I played, I want to say like one episode of it. But I
Okay.
think it was on kind of the tail end of me being like super infatuated by these games.
Oh no,
And
no,
I
no.
thought it
You were
was,
still. Yeah, you got the Guardians of the Galaxy one.
I did get the Guardians of the Galaxy one. That was a mistake.
Yeah, that came out after. But you were into. But that was that was before. Was that after Endgame or before Endgame? That was before Endgame, right?
That was, yeah, that had to have been
But was
before
it?
Endgame.
But hold up. But was it after Infinity War?
I don't think so.
Felt
Wasn't that
like
recent, was it?
it felt similar. Because I felt like I was kind of gauging it. Infinity War, unless Infinity War was about to come out, and I was just thinking about that because I played it like 2 episodes of
The
that game. I
game
think.
came out in 2017.
And Infinity War came out when
2018.
2018. Okay,
So
yeah. So
it
yeah.
was a little
So I
bit
guess
before.
it was like a lead up. Yeah, because it was like almost like, oh yeah, man, we about to Infinity War, and then he did have the Infinity Stones or something like that. They just beat
Yeah.
Thanos. They spoiled the
Yeah.
movie
Part
for us.
of, yeah, exactly. Man, why was that game so bad? I don't even remember what I hated about it. Was it?
Oh yeah,
I
you
mean,
get to tell me
it
because I
didn't
never
look
finished it.
great, but maybe the story just wasn't doing it for me. Characters were definitely a little drab looking.
All right, so now we're gonna get into video game covers through the decades. So we're going back to 2016 in August. We got Edge magazine, and we got Watch Dogs up here, man. And yet, Watch Dogs 2, Ubisoft reboots the open world and co-op. Oh, I didn't even realize this game was co-op. I didn't even ever think about it. I wonder how that works.
Yeah, I forgot that they had that involved.
The story is it just shows one guy. Like, I mean, you're with the group, but they're not like with you. They're like
right
doing other things. I wonder how that co-op. I mean, I know like in the first Watch Dogs, they had that multiplayer thing, but it wasn't. You didn't really work. You didn't work together. Wasn't that like almost
smart glass, right?
Oh no, not smart glass. No,
games?
like you could get in people's world and mess them up, like hack them, like somebody's trying to hack you. You kind of like that was the first game.
Forgot about that
man.
stuff, yeah.
You get old, Daniel, because you're the one who told me. You're the one who explained to me about that stuff. I don't remember any of the co-op stuff from Watch Dogs 2. But anyway, what they got up here? Get into games, how to start a career in the industry.
Don't.
Then it looked a little hopeful, Daniel. A little hopeful.
This magazine just put a lot of people out of jobs, Dominic.
Also, they got GT Sport. Gran Turismo Sport, which is was there another Gran Turismo at the sport?
I think so.
What was it?
Gran Turismo 5?
I thought they were up to 7.
Maybe. Yeah.
Confused with Wars of Sport. I have no idea.
Yeah. There's a 7, yes. 7.
Oh, okay. So when 7 came out on, was that the PS5 or 4? That was still just 4?
It came out in 2022, so that would have been 5,
was that one on both? Was that the one like that's on both?
I think you're right. I think it might have been, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So GT Sport, but it's been a while. I know it's been a while since Gran Turismo, but this one, it was different because I think it's more hardcore, and it was more like online, like it's more like it was definitely more of a versus, or like a competition kind of thing for online. So if you're a guy who just likes to play single player and just a car enthusiast, this wasn't the game. Deus Ex, which I want to say is Mankind Divided, because I believe Mankind. I believe Human Evolution was already out. Whatever the subtitle was, the first one. Battlefield 1, I definitely remember that because I bought that. Battlefield based off World War One, which was fun. That was fun to play. Being the multiplayer, the story. I mean, it's Battlefield stories are like just you play as people in different missions, and that's it. Like it wasn't like a cohesive story like a Call of Duty or nothing. All right, so that is Edge magazines. So now we're going to Game Informer. They have 2 covers here. They got one with Link. And then on the left of Link, you have all the games. This is what happened at E3. I've had to go look through to see why they were saying all these games. I was like, this is definitely not a Game of the Year issue. I was like, this is summertime. I mean, this is like, it's like, what the hell?
I thought for a moment it might have been like their like top 50 of the decade or something like that, but that's the E3 stuff.
And they also have a Kratos cover, which they show all that. So represent Nintendo and PlayStation. They said, fuck you, Xbox.
Yep, the Master Chief cover.
Yeah. I was about to say, what game would they have up here? Gears? Do they have Gears? Gears of 4
Would that have been that year?
Well, yeah. Well, I'm saying that was it. That was at E3. That's what this cover is based on. Is what was at E3.
Right.
So it's up here.
I see it there in the scheme.
They could have had.
They could have had a car from Forza Horizon 3.
Yeah, they could have had a car. Yeah. There you go.
The most popular thing that Microsoft has.
I don't see anything else exclusive. And here. But yeah, those are two covers. They probably, you know what? Yeah, I wonder why they didn't do that. Another cover. Yeah, I guess they decided. Yeah, well, those are the more popular ones. You know, I mean,
There's
Gears
only a
is.
left and a right, Dominic. You
I
can't
mean,
look up and
Gears is
down.
popular,
What do you want
but
from them?
that's hindsight. Like they don't know how Gears of 4 was going to be thought of. Just know it was a Gears 4. But anyway, we're going back 20 years to 2006, and we got Nintendo Power, and here we are. We came, we conquered. That's clever, Daniel. But the Wii,
It is very clever, actually. Yeah.
yes. Uh, 25 games that rocked E3. Also,
Most of those
DS.
games must have never came out, Dominic, because I can't think of 25 games that rocked me on the Wii.
DS Mega Issue, 30 plus games covered. And look, Metroid 3 exclusive interview and screens. And then up here they got Zelda, Twilight Princess update. Swing your sword, and now I regret it. I should have got the GameCube version. But I wanted to take advantage of the Wii, which I regret that because like the Wii Sports was enough. That was enough. All right. We got here. We got Game Informer for 20 years ago. Kane and Lynch, world exclusive. The
Yeah.
first one. A mercenary, a psychopath, and a bundle of cash. What could go wrong? I never played any of these games, but I mean, people enjoyed it. We got two of them, and these are the guys who do Payday, right?
Yeah, I believe they are.
Yeah. But yeah, Kane and Lynch. Yeah, I mean, it was interesting seeing this. Like when I saw the game, so oh yeah, I'm interested in something like this. Just never ended up playing it.
Yeah.
Turok, the dinosaur hunter returns. I was excited for this, and then it turned out to suck.
Yeah, it
This is
did.
inside the ESRB rating game. Is the system working? ESRB President Patricia Vance answers to critics, Congress, and game developers. The hell if I know.
She came out and
I
said,
mean,
no, it's not.
we're going to Electronic Gaming Monthly, and we got another duo up here. Army of Two, EA's badass version of Next Gen Warfare. Now, this game I did, I'm getting a lot later. My friend got it for cheap from Game Informer and played it. Still before, I don't know if Army of Two was out when we got it. Maybe it was. Maybe it was. We just got. I'm not even sure. But anyway, yeah, and because we wanted another co-op game besides Gears to play, and this was all right. Not as good as Gears, of course, but it was good. I mean, darn man, I forget it was EA. EA did this game.
Yep. It's back when EA was releasing video games.
Yeah, yeah. Well, at least video games besides sports, EA sports games. Damn, I'm trying to think, Daniel. What else? Well, they released Battlefield, but who the hell knows now? Because then they like laid off people.
I mean, in this calendar year so far, Dominic, EA has released the UFC game and the NCAA game. That's it. 2 games.
And they're going to release Madden. They're going to release
get Madden,
NHL, and whatever FIFA usually comes out.
Non-FIFA.
Oh yeah, that's right. Not FIFA.
Football Club.
FC. Yeah, FC Football Club. All right, so you got Army 2 EA's badass vision of next gen warfare. So yeah, them and Kane and Lynch. Yeah, this is pretty funny. Previewed Lego Star Wars 2, Final Fantasy 3. Okay, don't forget all sequels. And whatever that means. Okay, I don't get that. Get all sequels. Okay.
Yeah. All sequels of what? Final Fantasy. Are they making a joke that it's because those two are sequels? So there are other sequels they also have previewed.
Yes. Okay. Kid developer. How 10-year-old made and sold his own video game. I wonder what that was. The
It's
top
probably
50.
trash, Dominic. We don't talk about it because it was bad.
The top 50 coolest new games. That was Palmer Lucky, Daniel. So that was Palmer Lucky.
Ugh.
The top 50 coolest new games. Forget the sequels and license crap. We count down the best original games coming your way. Special preview issues. Special preview. Oh, that's all it says. Okay. All right. So what else we got here? That's it for 2006. So now we're going to 1996. We got one magazine, well, two magazines. I mentioned Game Informer, Super Mario 64 up here. He's back.
Oh yeah,
like you have never seen before. Yes, I have never seen Mario.
round.
Yes, in 3D, like in gameplay. The closest I see Mario, like actually, like in 3D-ish, just a look was Super Mario 2, the Play-Doh stuff they had. like on the Nintendo Power. They had they had that thing like that. And also I guess RPG had almost something like
oh yeah, it was CG rendered there.
Yeah.
Basically it looked like he does on the cover here.
Exactly. They lie to you. They try to trick you like in Sonic 3 Blast. But anyway,
Nintendo would never.
But yeah, Super Mario 64, Mortal Kombat Trilogy, first look at the ultimate fighting game for the PlayStation and Nintendo 64.
And it was.
Plus, Disruptor, Freak Boy. Destruction Derby 2, Burning Blood, Jumping Flash 2, and Power Slave. I don't know about the Power Slave thing, man. I don't know if that worked today.
Name sounds familiar, but I don't remember the game.
Turok, look, the original Turok Dinosaur Hunter.
Mm-hmm.
That's the actual good one at the time. That needs to be remade or at least fix the controls so I can control it like a normal game, like a controller for the Nintendo like classic stuff. Also in the corner here, you see Crash peeking through. He's like, I'm coming. He say, hello, I'm new here. Crash. This is Crash Bandicoot. Like, yep, this is his first game about to come out for PlayStation. I think I don't know when Crash came out because I didn't have a PlayStation when it first. He was already out by the time I got it. I think I got a PlayStation. Crash 2 was coming out. Did it come out the same year as Mario 64? Or did it come out the next following year?
I would think it had to be the following.
Yeah, so that's pretty much it. I mean, up here they got other shit. Doesn't matter. 3DO, I don't. Was that still relevant? I mean, I guess it was still maybe technically on shelves. The PC arcades, codes, strategies. All right. So.
Oh no, it came out this year, September 9th, 1996.
Oh shit! So yes,
so
it was
right
competing
around the time that Mario came out.
Yeah. Darn. And at the end of the day, Crash won, Daniel. That's all we all remember. Crash. Crash, no. I mean, hey, Crash was good for the people. I mean, we had the PlayStations, which I ended up getting. I mean, eventually, because of Final Fantasy.
Yeah. It was good for the people that couldn't play Mario 64, the best game of all time up to that point.
And see, like my friend, he didn't want the 64. Like he didn't care about where because he's always just like cartridges. He said cartridges are done. I'm not paying that, and I'm paying like a exorbitant amount of money because he was at the age basically he had a job because I think he was about to graduate. I think he wasn't in college yet. I think he was like in senior high school or something like that, and yeah, I think that. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I think he was about to go to college, so he's getting a job and stuff. And like he's like, yeah, I'm not paying that much for no cartridges, and basically all the games. Yeah, all the games he really wanted, like the fighting games. Yeah, because N64 didn't have Street Fighter, and he's a fighting game enthusiast, so he didn't want the N64, and I think he ended up getting a PlayStation. He got that. Got a PlayStation before I did, and I think he got it still when Final Fantasy came out. But I get it. I didn't get it till that Christmas of that year.
Hmm.
What else? Oh yes, this Electronic Gaming Monthly. And the only reason I got this up here, come on, man, get bigger. Electronic Gaming Monthly. The only reason I got this magazine up here is because I had a hard time finding it, and I didn't care if it was going to be a horrible cover. I was like, I'm just going to talk about it. But that's which is it's not a bad cover. Street Fighter Alpha 2. Up
Yeah, I
here.
like that one.
Speaking of my friend, I mean, he was a big Street Fighter fan. That's how I got to do the Alpha series. Let's do him. Like he had it all. I think but he had like, I just remember him playing 3 a whole lot because by the time he got a PlayStation, I think 3 was out, or 3 was coming out, or whatever.
Mhm.
Um, and yeah, that's what I like saw. The animation just like blew my mind. Like I was like, wow, man, this looks good. So it looks like a cartoon, like the characters and stuff like that. I used to like looking at it. I just sucked at playing it. I couldn't pull off one fucking move in that game. um, but I used to like he was just so like he was so good. Like him and his brother would compete. Like, but he would always beat him. But thing is, uh, like he would play on the hardest difficulty and stuff, like in the single player. And um, I remember he would play with Dan, like the weakest one, like and just do it and just be going through that game. I was like, damn, man. I said, I wish a hard. And see, this is when arcades they were they were dying out. Like they were basically or dead maybe. I don't know. This was like the 90s, like 97, 98. Like the arcades that were close to us were gone. Like there used to be an arcade in Westview. You know, Westview Mall had an arcade, and Security Mall had an arcade. And the only arcade that was left was what, Chuck E. Cheese for us. So yeah, because I was wanting like to see him compete against other people. But it's like they had that, and online wasn't a thing for the PlayStation. All right, what's got World Exclusive Virtual Fighter 3 update, hot new previews, Virtual Fighter Kids, Incredible Hulk, Jumping Flash 2, Madden 97, Final Doom, Star Trek, Starfleet Academy, Dark Savior, Area 51, Burning Road, and Discworld 2. Discworld, what was Discworld about?
What was it about? It's just knockoff Tron.
Oh, I didn't realize Street Fighter Alpha 2 came on a Super Nintendo. It could have come to the Genesis. Genesis not. Oh, I guess they just said no Genesis. Oh! You know what? My fault. They have the Saturn. That's right. So that makes sense
Hmm.
because it doesn't say like N64s, of course.
Hmm.
Right. So what we got here? All about Crash Bandicoot, Sony's burial. Oh, look there, Sony's burial killer. I didn't even see this when I looked at this cover. Holy crap! They knew, Daniel. EGM knew. Um, Doom 64, MK Trilogy, Fighting Vipers, Clay Fighters 3, and Toshiden 2.5. And get to the 3. But dude, I Crash Bandicoot Sony's Mario Killer. I mean, it's amazing. Sony always got the killers, don't they? Killzone, the Halo killer. All right, so that is it for the flashback segment. So we're going to take a quick break. We get to the gaming news. Let's get to the gaming news, Dan. We got.
All right, Dominic. First up, EA has announced that they've got all the approvals they need, so they're going to be closing this deal with the Saudi government to buy them out. So, man, this wasn't challenged in any way like the Microsoft one was. I mean, obviously, it's not quite on that level, but didn't feel like there was any pushback whatsoever from any governmental bodies that I'm aware of.
The Saudis, they just got their hands, so they got the money. They got maybe they paid.
They got their money in other people's hands, is what they got.
Exactly. Nothing's really for about this. Yeah, I know this. I know this ain't video games, but I am glad that the Paramount thing's on pause. I hope it somehow just doesn't go through at all.
It would be nice.
Yeah, I mean, I forgot what it was. It was a company that was going to merge years ago. I don't know, it was a phone company or what, but yeah, they end up being on pause, and then they end up just not doing it.
Yeah,
I just hope that happens. With this, I'm sorry, like, maybe with that, because I just don't. It's too many merging. I don't need less.
Yeah, it's too big. It's too big and too small. There are too few companies that have way too much. And yeah, we saw with the Microsoft stuff that, like, even when we think that there's going to be consumer friendly in some way, that it clearly ends up not being. So yeah, I've definitely backed off all of my takes to that.
Well, see, I personally can't. I ain't gonna back off. They still more friendlier than the other guy, which just sucks. That
yeah, I mean, there's definitely is it better under Microsoft than Bobby Kotick? Maybe, but like that didn't have to be the only option, right? Like they
oh no,
they could have booted him some way. The board could have booted him, but they never did.
Well, I'll just say this: the Activision deal, like, for me personally, like, if they were okay, let's just say Bobby Kotick just stepped away and somebody else just took over. I mean, I will hope that, like, I hope it'd be better, but I'm just trying to think, like, what would have changed with them now? Like,
that's a good question.
Because what has Activision done? Like, in the last few years, like, it was basically just Call of Duty and the Blizzard stuff, and Blizzard hasn't done anything new. The Overwatch 2 failed. The whole thing, not failed, but it was disappointing. Well, essentially, I say failed because it wasn't.
It failed. They reverted back to Overwatch 1. So
basically, because there was no campaign. Like they said it was going to be a campaign. It was like, this is going to be like a 2. It didn't end up being a 2. Ended up being just 2 by. It just ended up being 2 by name. But essentially, it's like you said, it's Overwatch 1 with just what it's been doing. Update. That's all they've been doing. That's all it is. Because Overwatch 1 is technically gone. It's. But anyway, I just want to know. Thing is what sucks is that there's been no game. Like, going with Microsoft, you're expected a game. Now I will say this: that you game some Activision games, they come to Game Pass if you got Game Pass. So that's essentially what it is. That's it, really, right?
Yeah.
I'm just I can play. Yeah, I can play Diablo 4 without buying it for full price, and I can play the Tony Hawk games. I can play the Crash Bandicoot. I can play some games for not without buying it, like on the Game Pass. That's essentially what happened, and that's it. thing is, I expected more. I want the whole by now. I expected basically almost everything that a whole lot more games. Put it like that. Probably not everything, but a whole lot more.
Yeah.
Like I expected it to be what they did, what Bethesda did. Like, almost like yeah. I was like, I don't even know when they did it. Like it just showed up. I look up there. It's like, oh shit, they got all these Bethesda games I can play now, even the very old Fallout.
Yeah.
I was hoping that would happen with Activision. I see some games, man. I said, oh my god. I said, what the hell? How did I get Deadpool back up here or something like that? Or I want to say Deadpool did it, or Spider Man, or like the old Spider Man or something like that, like something like that. It like just shows up.
Hey Dominic, give me one second.
Yeah, with Activision, like the Blizzard thing is that, yeah, I don't know what they would be doing because they seem like they'll just Diablo 4 still came out. I mean, it was coming out regardless.
Yeah,
but there's nothing positive that really came out of it from being on Microsoft. I just don't know what they'll be doing if they were separate. But
yeah, what
also,
negatives could have been happening regardless.
Yeah, but let's just let's just say that hypothetically, like, yeah, Microsoft bottom is somewhat a positive. I mean, I don't know how negative. Like, was Activision really going to shut down? I don't think they were going to shut down Blizzard.
Nah.
No. So it's really that.
Well, I say that, but at the same time, I do wonder, like, if they would have, like, maybe basically strip mined their company and you know,
just sell it off,
like leaned it down to we make Call of Duty. Everybody here makes Call of Duty,
and then Blizzard just be their own company like they were before, and maybe they'll.
And if they don't just keep releasing Overwatches or something, they strip mine them too, I guess. Like everybody's got to be making money.
The thing is, I guess you can look at it like, oh, Microsoft just getting these more companies powerful, bigger or something, and yeah, but at the end, nothing's really big positive has come from it as far as a consumer. But nothing, I won't say nothing negative either. But still, as a consumer, the biggest positive is that it's on Game Pass, that you can play these games, like you can play some of these games. But it hasn't really been like a huge benefit for us, that to the point that I don't really care that Microsoft bought them. I wish there was a way that they could have been either sustained or whatever without them. Like in hindsight now, yes, because I didn't get it. Now, the people who are speaking out, I would say, who was against it, saying, I don't like the monopoly what Microsoft's doing. See, they were, when I hear them, I just think of that. Them thinking it's going to be a monopoly, not that, oh, they're going to shut studios down.
That they're just going to completely fail somehow.
No, nobody said that. So that's why I don't really care about those people saying that I told you it was a bad deal. You told me it was a bad deal because you thought it was a monopoly and that
they were going to get too big.
The game industry. They were taking over the game industry, like, and it'll be bad for Sony and the rest of the game industry because Microsoft will own everything. That's why you didn't like it, which is not what happened. So that's what pisses me off really about it, is that people are mad about different things, like the same thing but differently. But then when they say they told you so, but it's like, no, you didn't, because what happened didn't happen. Like if you would have told me like, oh, Microsoft Bloody Studios, they just want to shut them down. If you had told, I heard nobody say that. So I call bullshit on that. You got to show me receipts if you said that shit.
Yeah, because
nobody said that. Everybody said it was a monopoly. That's what they said, even though it wasn't. It wasn't a monopoly. But that's what everybody kept saying. They were just thinking like, oh man, they're gonna take so much control. And that's what the whole case was for, right? The SEC case or whatever.
Yeah.
Stuff. I mean, that's what that was for. It was, but it wasn't. They weren't doing that, and it didn't turn out to be that. And that's what y'all were afraid of. Y'all were afraid because that the games would either come out on PlayStation or stuff like that. That's what y'all are afraid of. So that's why I said that's some selfish shit. And like that's some like no, y'all hate it for a different reason. A totally different reason. Y'all don't give a damn about the people who work there. You just want it to be that the system you got, they get to still come to you. Because you sure didn't give a damn when Square Enix was doing that shit. You didn't like we talked about this before, but I just hate that now people are equating them saying how it was a bad deal. Like that's what I hear. Everybody said, I told you it was a bad deal.
Right.
But that's and not the reason why.
But not the
You don't
reasons,
know.
yeah.
Yeah, that's the reason why. Because you for one, none of y'all know how to run a business or how business work. I have learned that that's what I have learned. I have learned on Twitter that nobody on Twitter knows how the economy works. like for normal people. And y'all have the balls to say shit. That's the thing. Like, I'm scared of saying simple stuff on Twitter because I might be wrong. You have the balls to go out and just say stuff like you have no knowledge of whatsoever, but the little bit you have heard of something and you try to make sense in your own mind. Like you didn't take no classes of school or nothing on this stuff just to speak shit. And like it just be so wrong. And it's like so funny because it's like that. And that's why it frustrates me, but it should. I mean, I guess it shouldn't really too much because that's just what I guess this is what it is. But it's like how everybody is saying that they knew this shit was bad, but but not for the reason that what's happening now. Nobody ever said this would happen. So I'm like, shut the fuck up. It's like, yo, you didn't. Yeah, so you said it was bad, but for a totally different reason. You thought they were going to take out. You thought they were going to like hoard games and charge it up. You didn't think they were going to shut studios down, did you? You didn't see them shutting things down. Hey, what happened is bad, but that ain't the reason. And it almost feels like you're sort of happy because you kind of wanted something bad to happen, which it's easy to feel that way when you don't see people. And that's another thing. When you don't see people, it's easy to feel okay with stuff happening. Because I hear a lot of people saying, like the shills of Microsoft. Now, these are the people who are fans of Microsoft. They could be AI bots too, but not all of them are. They are saying like, this is like the layoff stuff. Look, they weren't making money for stuff. These guys weren't putting out good games anyway. These guys they weren't putting out things that really helped build the brand. So look, they gotta claw off some stuff because Phil messed everything up. Phil and Sandra Bond, whatever name.
Sarah Bond.
Yeah. Sarah Bond. They messed everything up. That's what they say. They say like Phil done messed everything up. Sasha got to come in here and clean it up, and she got to get through this, and then it's gonna get back on board. Like that's essentially what they believe. Like is that, and that's it. Like it's okay to like get rid of these studios because they weren't doing enough, and he shouldn't have brought them all up anyway. So yeah, this is good, and it's like, dude, it's. Well, first of all, I mean, he helped stop studio, but people had to agree to that. You don't just take one person. Like everybody looks at this and agrees to it. But second, it's like, dude, like, no, this is not good. Like, this isn't good at all. Like, there's a lot of people losing jobs over this stuff that it shouldn't be right now, or at least not in the way it's happening now. Like, they should have like these layoffs, like at the least. Like, I gonna say, look, man, the company and stuff saying making money and stuff like that. Yeah, you have layoffs, but there should be a process that's much better than how it's done now, because it's your own fault. Like it's really Microsoft's fault in most of it. Like it is. It is like they're at fault of why it came to this. So they should take, yeah, they can take a loss. I mean, they're taking a loss anyway. They can take a loss and then like either like try to find something, figure out something better, or give it time. I mean, give them time. Like say, look, within this time, we're going to shut down, but you will give them enough time to get out because you fucked them over. You fucked them over. You have fucked them over mostly. I mean, you're not saying that those companies probably had some bad people in there, like that may
Yeah.
like people who probably did stuff bad, but they're in the it's not all of them though. It's just individuals, and then at that point you do. But overall, yeah, like it's a mess of their own making, and just like with the Double Fine and stuff like those two types, I don't know what the heck. Like we said, I don't know what they were expecting with those studios. I don't know what the hell they were expecting to do. Uh, like how much money they're expecting to make from them. And like what was the deal initially with Double Fine? If your deal was initially for them to do what they want to do, then that's on you. That's on you, Microsoft, because you already know they don't put out heavy hitters.
Yeah.
Like they don't do that. Like Psychonauts is the biggest thing they did, and they mostly do small stuff. So unless you had agreed on like being more like try to get them to be or target with something that can help make money or something, I don't know. That was on you, and you knew what you were getting, and that was okay. It was like, yeah, the studio was running a game, but it was something to keep games on Game Pass. To have some games on Game Pass. Like that's what y'all here for. And like when somebody showed me a chart of like what Microsoft made, how much they made as a company, and like you see Xbox in the red at like 1 point something billion dollars loss. They yeah, so what? I mean that's bad, I guess, but I'm more than make up for it. Like what I forgot what was the top thing. The top thing almost is like makes up more than what everybody else does combined. Like whatever the revenue was, it was like it was nothing. That 1.5 billion loss was nothing. Like almost the next few things above it made that money back. It's just like it's like yeah, it's not doing well, but we can fix it and we can afford to. We can afford it. And then you know what? If somebody gets mad, you pull out the Patriot thing out your ass and say like, oh, look, we're an American company. We just got to do it. We just this, man. This is what we do. And like we got
to
look,
pull ourselves up by our bootstraps.
Yeah, we just got to fix it. But we're gonna stay strong. Like we're just gonna fix it. But we're not gonna leave people behind, man. We're Americans. But yeah, whatever, man. So anyway, so I mean, Activision maybe they would have been bought by Saudi Arabia if they didn't go.
Maybe. I mean, it's very possible, I feel like.
I mean, I don't know how.
Honestly.
I mean that. Like, did they have to sell then? I don't know how long they would have had to hold out. Could they hold out as long as?
Yeah, I mean that's the thing, right? Like, were they in a position where they needed to be sold, or did Bobby Kotick just
I
want to
always
kind of
thought
sell them and go on about his
I want to
business?
know what was the company compared to EA. I always thought Activision was kind of close to EA.
Yeah, I mean that was probably the closest, on the same level. I mean, Activision, EA, Ubisoft, I feel like they're all in that same, but I feel like they are and were all about as susceptible to being purchased as one another. I mean, we heard those talks around Ubisoft, and it never really happened, but they did finally do that partnership.
Yeah,
And then obviously the other two did get
Ubisoft
purchased.
was definitely the first to really because they were the ones that were talked about for in the 2010s a lot.
I mean, obviously for the longest time, Vivendi owned them, technically.
Yeah, and then you have but then like EA EA was the like for they were like way ahead like the biggest. That division they came up. It was like when Bobby Kotick came. that's where they started. It started rising. Like Call of Duty was just huge, and then they got
Yeah.
Blizzard. I mean, that was the biggest thing on PC. Like, yeah, they were like Blizzard was the biggest thing on PC. They were bigger. It was them. I don't know who was next. I guess with Valve until Valve got to Steam. Until Valve got Steam, like Blizzard was bigger. Like they were the biggest thing on PC. And then um they got them. And like it was like that's what I was thinking. I'm curious to look at the sales. I mean, like who was bigger? I thought that division was like there with EA. That's why it like I guess damn, I want to know what happened. Then what happened? I guess it was it. I mean, because I feel like these are the biggest companies as far as American, like the American companies. What made it so that they could be bought? Like, what happened? Like, they didn't seem like they were failing. So, what was it then? Like, they was it like a astronomical number they were supposed to hit that they didn't hit?
I was gonna say they needed more money.
Because I'm like, so what about those? So I guess those Japanese companies they just have a lower ceiling. Is that what it is? They're 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 they're
Unless
making
you're
enough.
Square Enix for a Western company.
Yeah. Um, like Capcom was in trouble at one point, but they're still independent. They're still not independent, but they are Capcom.
Yeah.
They're not
As it turns
somebody.
out, they started making video games again, and things went all right for them.
Yeah, but I'm just wondering about the sales. Like the sales of their games, they're good. I'm just saying, like I feel like even the sales of the Activision games, though, like you look at numbers wise, they look. It's like you're making money. Well, so what's the problem here?
It's cheaper
like,
to produce games over there, maybe. I mean, I know it is cheaper to produce
I know it
games over
is.
there, but maybe that's a
it
factor, you know.
It is. It's definitely cheaper. I mean, yeah. Um, or maybe like it's not. It's that expectations are like they don't. I see. That's why I need somebody to explain that to me. Like I don't understand. Or somebody explain that. Like I don't. I never thought of Activision as failing. Like that's the thing. I never looked at it as like they're failing in like, oh no, they're not making money. Because I'm always those games, the top games sell, and then those top games have microtransactions. So what's the problem? Why can't you be a company by yourself? How much money did you have to make that you can sustain? Was there sustainability to be by yourself? Like that's what
Right.
I'm curious about. Or was it just that you just wanted to sell? Like, well, that's the thing. Was it just that you just wanted to sell? You just didn't want to deal with it? Like people who were in
I think the
control
people
just
who were in
do it?
charge of like an Activision, absolutely. I think that's a large portion of it.
Okay, so
You know, there
then
was
it makes a little
so
more
much
sense.
wrapped around Bobby Kotick at that point. You know, there was so much, you know, that and the Blizzard stuff, you know, years before with all their leadership, you know, turnover there. I think there's definitely, you know, a reason why they went first, right? Well, I say first,
Yeah,
but you know, why they went the way
the
they
legality
did.
stuff. Like, yeah, I get that too. Um, that could happen, but it's just that like the company itself is just they're not being like it was money. It's like, darn man, I wish it was like something where it's like, hey, go keep it together before we get somebody to take over. But you don't have to sell. You don't have to sell to Microsoft or like sell to a company. You can still be. I guess somebody would have to come in and do that. And I'm just surprised you can't find anybody though. That's the thing.
Yeah.
Why can't you just find somebody? Why? But see, that's the thing. I guess that's also you want because you want to get the biggest payout to get out, and I guess that's
Right.
what it is. And like, even though this company can sustain itself, you don't want to do it. So you want, and nobody, I guess, under you wants to take your place. Like you don't want to just be like, well, I'll step down and you come up. I guess everybody just wanted to go, and so you had to sell because there's nobody, and because there says no regular person can afford to pay, like not regular person, but like some even a CEO type of person can afford to pay that as much as that to get that company to even pull,
Right.
even they to pull together like with other lawyers or
Yeah,
banks.
private equity
Yeah,
situation. Yeah.
yeah, they couldn't get like together like how people buy like football teams and stuff. Microsoft was like, yeah, this is like Microsoft right there, bam. We can just pay you like this, like whatever billions of dollars right here.
Yeah.
And yeah, I guess I mean, and I'm still talking about my ex. I have no idea, but I just assume that because
Yeah.
because I just don't know how like the company does. It seems like it's a company that can sustain itself, but I guess that's what it came down to. And I guess with EA, I don't know with EA. Like I don't know why they wanted to sell either. Is it like a situation where the guys up top just don't want to deal with it anymore too? Because like I don't know why you can't be your own company. Why you
Right.
couldn't just still be just Electronic Arts?
I mean, I think that's there's a mentality nowadays, where as an entrepreneur, you start a company with the intention of eventually selling it and cashing out, right? And I think that's kind of the
I
overall
just don't know if it'd be a little
mentality that
harder
we
to
have.
do. I mean, it probably is harder to do when it's public. Was a public company because
Yeah.
I feel like someone comes up. That's why. That's the thing. It's like, look, person at the top don't feel like doing no more, or you buy him out, or he has to leave. Like whatever. What? Like I don't know how that works, but someone else comes up and just takes the lead. But like, why? But it just came. Is it like, oh, so most of the board said, you know what? Yeah, let's get. I guess they all get cash. I guess they all getting paid. So they said, like, to make a deal. Say, yeah, let's get a deal. Let's get some big fat money, and let's go buy our own Epstein Islands.
Let's buy the Epstein Island. How's nobody bought that yet? Is that like evidence still? Is that under government,
That might be.
ownership? Is Trump going to retire there? This
He
is
can't go back to
Mar-a-Lago of the
Mar-a-Lago.
sea. He just wants another
I
Mar-a-Lago.
know his daughter just. I was looking at Daily Show.
Yeah, they
Um,
bought a island or
Island
something.
with bonds that's up there because it was like an
Yeah,
old
yeah,
like war. Was it World War II or whatever? Like I don't know, like something. Yeah, there was some bad like war stuff there, and like yeah, like okay,
yeah. It's
I mean, I
crazy,
know
Dominic.
it's wrong, but it's the bad thing is somebody. Well, if the line does explode, it's going to be a worker when I
Of
want to
course
meet
it
them.
will.
That's why I'm just hoping
Because you
that
gotta
they
gotta
forget
send the
one
crews
mine,
to go pick
Daniel.
up the mines.
They forget one mine, and then they go up there
We're just
having a
going
good
tanning,
time.
and then all of a sudden, boom, rough. Can't believe you would say something like that, Dominic. Or not even say
Survive.
something like that.
I ain't gonna say they died. They survived. They wish they were
That
dead.
might be worse, Dominic.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Exactly.
Might be worse. All right, with all this context in mind, I think the best next story would be the fact that Double Fine laid off 23 employees following their move to independence, and I feel like this was always going to be the case. The
Oh
unfortunate
yeah.
thing, compared to the studios we were just talking about, or the publishers that we were just talking about, Double Fine has always been basically in trouble, if you will. Um, and the unfortunate thing about Double Fine, and now I got to get around to watching it, but the Fortnite documentary, basically the Double Fine, I say Fortnite, but Fortnite, not Fortnite. I forget what it was called, but the one that they made around the time of Psychonauts is like 24 hours long. Based on everything that I've read, is people are like, yeah, like Tim Schafer is kind of an awful manager, and not like an abusive or anything like that. He's just bad at managing the tasks that he needs to complete to allow other people to complete the tasks that they need to complete. And when they brought in like an actual project manager to assist and make it better, basically a lot of the creatives at Double Fine left because now the structure was not the same. And they felt like basically the organization was stifling their creative processes. So the sad thing to me is, like, obviously it's better for Double Fine to go independent than it is for them to just, be all laid off and destroy that studio. Uh, but I can't help but think we are going to see the slow destruction or maybe relatively quick destruction of that studio. I mean,
Yeah,
they had set up that Fig website, the basically Kickstarter, but they were running it. Just to fund Psychonauts too. And I don't know. I don't know how long crowdfunding their video games is going to last for them, and I don't know where else they're gonna be able to get that funding that
I
they
really
need
wish the
from.
next game wasn't that darn kill game. That's the thing. I really wish it was something else.
Yeah.
Like, darn. I mean, maybe those guys were excited to do that, but I feel like that's a game. I was like, man, that game has to come out next to something really good. And unfortunately, I did two
Yeah.
small games, which were the other one you didn't really like as much, and
No,
people
it
found
was
it.
okay, and it had
Yeah, that's
very
saying they
nice
found it
moments,
okay.
but at the end of the
Yeah,
day, yeah, it wasn't mind-blowing.
and then you kill 'em, and it's like, darn, these are the two games after Psychonauts. It's like, ugh, man, like that sucks. Like, I'm sorry. It's like, cause I see that's what it's like. I said, you know what? Even if those games weren't that good, if they were still with Microsoft, and so it's just like, hey, hey, do your next game and something like that. Fine. It's like, okay,
Yeah.
those didn't work out, but that's hopefully the next thing becomes something big. Like, you know, that catches on. But man, yeah, yeah, I don't know. Like in this day and age, in this economy, in this day and age, the way things are, a studio like Double Fine, I don't know. I don't know.
'Cause I don't know how big a studio that is now, you know? Um, losing 23 people, I'm sure their places reporting how big they are, but it feels like they can only exist as basically a small indie,
Yeah,
with the way they run things. And the sad thing is, like, it is kind of of their own making. And I say that as like the leadership of the studio, not just the developers, but seemingly the developers also have a hand in making the leadership go in a direction of more creativity over management. Um, yeah, because, like, you look at something like The Keeper and you look at Kiln, and those are both perfectly fine filler games for a Game Pass platform, a thriving Game Pass platform where those aren't the only titles. There are, a healthy amount of first party titles coming out. And then you get these bonus kind of smaller games. But, like, to that point, these, at least from the outside looking in, are smaller games. How
yeah. They're
long
not
were
looking
they owned
first
by
party.
Microsoft and you released
Yeah,
two smaller games?
yeah.
How much
Because
money did
Psychonauts don't
Microsoft
count.
put into them?
Like Psychonauts. I mean, I'm sure. Yeah, like Psychonauts
Yeah,
did get
Psychonauts
money
doesn't
from.
count. I gave them money for
Yeah,
Psychonauts.
yeah, exactly. That yeah, and that's the thing. And like with what's the guys who did the oh my god, I forgot the game called. But the one with the shell shaded, the good game, the shell shaded third person action game, but they shut the studio down
South of Midnight?
after that game. No. The
No.
before South of
Cell
Midnight,
shaded.
it was like a surprise Game Pass game, and people were like, wow, this game is actually pretty good. It came out.
Hi-Fi Rush.
Yeah, who's the studio that did that?
It is
Was it
damn
the
it.
guys who did Evil Within or
Yes, it was.
Tokyo? Okay, see, like that, like
And
because their
Tokyo, yeah, and Tokyo Ghost
Tokyo
Sessions or
Day was
whatever.
coming out before they got acquired by Microsoft, and then they got to make that game, and they shut down. What sucks with that is that they made an actually good game. Like, I mean, this was a
Right.
known good game, and
Tango
still shut down.
Gameworks.
Yeah, Taylor Gamers. Yeah, that was a good game to be on Game Pass, a filler game, and things
Yeah.
like that. Like that was cool. Like, and so what? Like, that's not a game that's a big seller. I mean, that's what I'm saying. I don't know if that was the expectation or
Yeah.
that.
I mean, the
But
problem is they have established this whole Game Pass situation. And to me, at least to a certain price point, it is obviously consumer beneficial. But how does it work from your metrics? Like, obviously, you're not going to sell as many copies of a game when well, I say most people, when there's at least a group of people that have Game Pass and can play it for free.
yeah,
How is that being tracked? And how is that like how do you even track the metrics for that? Like if people are playing that game, are you counting that as like revenue generated for Game Pass? Like if 90% of people are playing Hi-Fi Rush on Game Pass, are you saying, okay, all revenue from this month, we can say this percentage of it is probably attributed to this game launching this month? We see the numbers go up when this game came out. And I'm sure somebody's doing math in some way related to that, whether it's that direct math or not. But did that math ever prove that it made sense, right? Like, or did they
yeah.
just kind of say full steam ahead, we're going to keep doing this until the math does bear out?
Because
And
maybe,
had they hit the subscription numbers they
like
wanted,
maybe the
maybe it
subscription
would have.
on these games, like I mean, oh, like if the model doesn't mean the model works or something. So yeah, like I know people like on Twitter always say like this doesn't make sense. The Game Pass thing is bad for developers. This isn't great. Not like that. I don't know. I mean, some developers say they do well, and some
See, but
didn't.
that's the thing. They say it's not
Yeah.
good for developers, but if my understanding is correct, it's kind of like the Epic Store exclusivity. You're basically getting the money up front from Microsoft, so
Yeah.
to some
Yeah. So I
extent
don't.
it is beneficial to the developers.
Yeah.
Now
It's
you're
like
playing you're gambling, right? Like I could have
yeah, you
released
are.
on Steam and potentially sold a whole lot more, or I can take this money up front and basically have a guaranteed contract that I'm gonna make X
Oh,
number
but here's the thing,
of
Daniel.
dollars.
You still all those games still do. I think not more and more. All those games on Game Pass, most of them are on Steam.
Oh,
So
yeah, yeah, no, at this point,
yeah,
yes.
yeah, yeah. So
But people's argument for, like, an Alan Wake 2, for instance, right?
yeah.
I think that is finally on Steam now, but for the longest time, the argument was, "Oh, it didn't sell that well, and that was because it was exclusive to the Epic Store." Now, I would hope in that exclusivity deal, Remedy got a huge chunk of change that would have offset, the lost sales.
And that's what I'm thinking about Game
Um,
Pass. Like I was like, how much money like for the third parties anyway? Like for the ones that say it's like deals, I'm thinking like, hey man, how much money did they offer you that you thought it was? Like
Yeah.
Like, you telling me that if you didn't release on Game Pass and then you know upfront money, you would have made more? Then I mean, I'm not saying you not. I have no idea. But it's just that, like, why it seemed like then you should have knew that the cash, like, then they didn't offer you enough, but you had to take it, but you have to take it before. So it seemed like you and like, first of all, how would you know? Like, first of all, you took the money because you thought it would. So how do you know that it wouldn't have? That's the thing. That money wasn't
Right.
enough. That's what I want to know. Like, how did you measure that? But yeah, whatever. But I mean, I guess I mean, put it like this: if that's a bad deal, like to go initially, like, hey, day of release or whatever, or even like a few months after release or whatever. I mean, I guess the Game Pass had been like in hindsight, like a place where it's just older games, but it's just a ton of older games, and you pay a monthly subscription for. But those games, like, hey, they weren't going to make that much money just being on the market like anymore anyway. So it's not really a loss. It's more of a gain because they're definitely getting paid by Microsoft now
Right.
to be on a thing. I mean, I still like that. I think I still would like that. If it was like a whole bunch of older games, like hundreds of older games I can play that I never played before because I never got a chance to play, and I don't have to buy them now. Yeah, I can do that. I mean, I would have bought that. Well, I guess essentially you are technically doing that with PlayStations, right?
Mm. Yeah.
Like, I mean, you were doing that with PlayStation. I mean, now they're getting much more newer games. But when it first came out, that's what PlayStation was initially was. Uh, I just think they were. I think PlayStation thing wasn't a huge seller at first just because of advertisement. That they just didn't know how to advertise that stuff. While Microsoft knew how to, or they didn't try to. I'm gonna say they know how. They didn't try to. I would
Yeah.
say because I feel like you can just hire people to do that shit. Um, so I mean, maybe that would be better for the industry if it's see. But see, I don't know if it's a bad thing now, honestly. Like as far as um either Microsoft or developers or like overall, if it's a bad thing now. Like I mean, consumer wise, it's still an okay deal. Um, I mean, it's still all right. I mean, it's still like just to get your hand like on playing games for a while because you can always stop. You can always stop and then you go back. And then if you feel like you want to do it again, get in the service again, go ahead. Like you're not under contract or anything. Um, just I mean, yeah, I wish I had a better handle on it because not just speculating and not just speculating because that's all
Yeah.
it is. That's all I hear people talk about, and they talk almost as if they know. I mean, that's just Jason Schreier or some things, and I mean, yeah, he'll say like certain studios are, but then I read things of when studios are doing. Game Pass thing was good for them. Um, I just want to know more in detail of why it was bad for those studios Game Pass because, like, how did you measure whatever Microsoft gave you? How did you measure that money wasn't enough? That was you felt like you would have made more without going to Game Pass. That's what I feel because it's like um yeah how would you know? Like I like did you get somebody to do some numbers, possible numbers or something like that?
I mean, you'd hope so.
I hope it ain't the same people who do the numbers for potential loss of sales from pirating. Because I can tell you this, man, I don't believe. I'm sorry, those numbers. I just don't believe them. Cause, because I see too many games without DRM that have top of the charts. Don't matter.
Yeah.
Don't matter. It's like, oh, top of the charts on PC. And I'm like, wait a minute, this is DRM free. Ooh, everybody should just be stealing. Yeah, you know. Um. All right, and so what other news we got?
All right, Dominic. We also have Mario Sunshine coming to the Nintendo Switch Online. This is notable for a couple of reasons. One, It's been a very long time since we've gotten a new GameCube game on the Nintendo Switch Online service. Like it has been several months now. We're in August now. I think it was like March or April that we last got a new game, which is kind of absurd. There are plenty of GameCube games that are first party that Nintendo wouldn't have to theoretically like get any extra licenses for that
They're
they
in
could put on this
negotiations
service.
with themselves.
Probably are.
So get those games on, Dale. These long negotiations of like, how do we get this game up here, even though it's our game? They're talking
Yeah.
about themselves.
Yeah. And then, of course, there's also the other aspect that this game was originally included in that Mario limited time bundle,
Yes. Yep.
which also saw, Mario Galaxy, which has now come out on its
So
own
that's
in
the.
Super Mario 64.
Wait a minute. Hold on. It was both. It was both Mario Galaxies that came out, or just
It
two.
was just the one. It was just one.
Yeah. Oh, one.
Yeah, it
Part two
was
didn't come out.
that
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
64. No, not
So
until that
you can get.
new.
So you can get all the Mario Galaxy out the whole bundle now separately.
Yep.
You can play them. You can play because you can play Mario 64 on a classic. You
Exactly.
can play that, and then you can buy that. So now,
Yeah.
there you go. Even though they could have just whatever, man. Nintendo
Could have just done this originally. Could just kept selling that original thing. Could have done a lot of things.
I mean, you can still bring this up and just like whatever, and just have that thing going for cheap if you or for people who want physical, like who don't have the online because they'll buy that anyway. So you can still you can have that and still. I don't know. I don't know that I don't know. I don't know. It's. I wish somebody could explain Nintendo to me. I wish it was like somebody just explained everything to me. Like I could ask a question and they could just tell me why they do the things they do.
Yeah.
It's just so weird. But no, but this is good. Yeah. I wish there were
Most
I wish
times
there was
it's to
more
milk
games.
as much money out of you for the same product as possible.
Or not. Like not
Or
at
not,
all.
yes, or I guess that is the confusing thing, right?
Yeah,
It's like
that's the weird
there's so
thing.
many opportunities that they could take but don't.
It's like they're so weird. It's like you can tell like this ain't an American company. Like if you just look at companies like you don't know where their origins are or anything, and somebody just tell you like what like you'll learn about American like each economy of all countries. You learn like man, that is like I feel like when Nintendo was like Apple. Oh my god, like Nintendo was already like sort of Apple, but they could go even worse
Oh yeah.
or better. It all depends. I guess it all depends what your what kind of money you got. You can go worse or better because like really even how rich you are, you still don't have that game that Mario what's call it? If you didn't get it, it's gone. Like you would have to go buy it off eBay or something, and you can't just get it from them like you want it.
Yeah.
But like they don't. Yeah, they don't. Like Apple will have all those fucking games, and they will charge you probably like prices you don't like, but you could get them. You could get them if you want. It's just that if you afford it. It's just so weird that Nintendo just doesn't have. Oh man, God.
Then they make games and just leave them on the shelves until they're ready.
I'm just mad that Reggie did not fully teach them the internet back in the Wii days, man, so they can keep the infrastructure going to the other consoles, so that we don't have to rebuy
so
games.
I would still own my virtual console games.
My God, that's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. And that's the thing. Somebody mentioned like, hey, what about Nintendo? It's like since someone been talking about like this stuff, like see what they did with the virtual console. It's like, well, that stuff was on disc anyway. And second of all, that was their ignorance or superior, I don't know what you want to call it, of the internet that caused that. And it wasn't nothing else. Like it wasn't those. I don't think it's anything sinister. I just think they they made a I don't know. They just didn't know how to do it, or they didn't understand. Like, or they made a shabby one at the beginning, and then they were like, "We want to make a better one, but we don't feel like making how to work it so we can get everybody's game on the new one though." It's hell, whatever. All right, man. What else we got here?
All right, last story I got here, Dominic. We're gonna end this one on a positive note because it's been a while since
Yes.
we've done that.
Yeah, we
Thimbleweed
need to just
Part
have a
2
positive
has been
segment.
announced. What's that?
We need to have just a positive segment in a show.
Oh,
Like,
okay.
just talk about something positive. But WWE Part 2, man, you said.
Yeah. Coming 2028.
Yeah, that's good, man. Like, it's been, you said it's going to be like 11 years when it comes out in that year. Yeah, that's a while.
It's like
I mean, I don't know.
2017.
Honestly, what games has that company done? I mean, I don't know the name. I can't remember the name.
I think that's it.
Oh, but then it's. I mean, it's a hard game to make that.
I mean, it might be. Let me tell you something, Dominic. I think the last thing I would want to have to do is try and figure out like a puzzle game like this. Like platforming, like obviously it takes skill to like create an interesting level for you to explore. But I could just poop out, a platformer that wasn't inspired or interesting. But like a puzzle game, I feel like inherently just takes a lot of thinking that I'm not able to do.
Also, yeah, the puzzles themselves and the writing.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Not things that I have in my wheelhouse, that's for sure.
There is a good writer out there, Dan. You got it in the palm of your hands.
Yeah, it's called ChatGPT.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm going to give them my crappy story and then say, make this better.
Yeah. Make this Scorsesean.
You
got to upgrade.
Somebody sounds like they've been using ChatGPT lately. Yeah. So that's fun. All right, Dominic, that is it for the news this week. Did you see anything else before we move on to new releases?
No, also been looking, honestly. So
I mean, there's just not much going on right now, which is probably for the best. We are getting to the point where I think we're going to start seeing games releasing.
Oh yeah.
But for right now,
Oh, did you see?
No news, no games.
Did you see what's his name's video of Splatoon? Raiders.
Donkeys or no,
Not
I haven't watched that one yet.
Yeah, that's pretty funny.
Kyle's. Okay, I'll have to check it out. I did see him, he's doing stuff with MinMax now again. Like some one-off shows here and there.
Steven mentions them calling him what should we call it, the league of MinMax, calling him pervy. He mentions that
oh my goodness.
On the game. He said, "I don't appreciate that. I would like because it's a game he likes, which the action it reminds me of like Hades and stuff. But it has like pervy scene. I think it's some scenes with some topless woman or something.
And that's in this video?
Yeah. I mean, yeah, but it's really about, it's in this video, yeah. But it's about Platoon Raiders.
Yeah.
A lot of it. It's pretty funny.
That's funny. All right. All right, Dominic, new releases here. We got Halo Campaign Evolved. You mentioned that earlier. It's out on PC, PS5. What?
Well, yeah, Halo Campaign Evolved. Yeah, I talked about that. I forgot to talk about Tōkon. Marvel's Tōkon. I played it.
Oh yeah, I meant to ask you about that because I saw it. Because like, were you having problems with it? Because when I was sitting there, it was like popping up that you were signing in, and then next thing you know, 5 minutes later, it was like signing in again. It just looked like you were getting like booted and coming back, booted and coming back.
I wasn't getting booted. I forgot. Well, it's because I was. It was like I pressed. It was something weird because I think it tried to recognize. It was recognizing the controller, the keyboard at the same time, so it kept messing up. like me try to
Gotcha.
do something. So I finally just I got it to work for me to sign in. Yeah, I'm a little upset. Like now I see what the people of the Steam peeps community hate about PlayStation games. You have to sign in. Yeah, that sucks. Um,
Yeah.
but yes, that game played it. I did record it. You'll see it on the last week's podcast,
Nice.
which technically it is up on YouTube, but I haven't really announced it yet. Um,
Gotcha.
it's it's all right. Like, well, I'll put it this: it looks gorgeous. I mean, whatever you saw, it looks great. I played it on PC, um, and this was the beta. And like I did a tutorial, and then and then they have it. So I didn't play against people because I was not doing that. Unless I had to. If I had to, I was going to do it. But then I found that they let you play arcade. Thank you. So I played against the PC. Um, well, I don't think it was called arcade. It was called whatever versus because they do have arcade, but they didn't let me do that. So anyway, I play with different people, so I can't really name. I play with a lot of people and play against a lot of different characters. Yeah, it's weird. I'm not used to it because I'm used to like simple either 3-on-3 or 2-on-2. You know, like those kind of things where
Mm,
you just switch out the characters easily like that. This is 4-on-4, but you don't. It's a weird way of switching out. I don't fully understand it. I was really hoping you played, so maybe you had got more grasp. But I, yeah, I don't understand how you get to certain characters. Like it seems like I can get to certain characters sometimes if I got another character in, and then that will be available. But the combos, I mean, all four of them work. You can do it where all four of them do stuff. And but also it's not like other um like partner-ish fighting games, 2D fighting games, where like when you lose a guy, like when a guy loses, you go to the next guy. If you lose, you lose. Like your power bar is your power bar. Like it doesn't matter if you tag in, you can tag somebody in, but you're still gonna have that amount of health left.
mm,
Um, which is different too.
right.
So essentially it's still based on like the premise of a one versus one, just with you just got four people like who and you're trying to I guess just do the best combos to work with and to team up with and to gain like energy so you could use your some supers or whatever they call it in the game. I mean it looks flashy stuff. I really wish to be honestly though, the mechanics I was gonna say this. I wish it was just like Marvel versus Capcom, just that
Mm.
it looks like this. That's all I want. Like it for me is a little overcomplicated. It's different. I give it that it's different, but you know what? I kind of want something different to happen on something else, like some other game. This I just want to be able to just be like, yeah, I got three characters at the most. I don't need four. 3-on-3,
Mm,
and they have their own health bars. Like the Marvel vs. Capcom 2, like Dragon Ball Z, um, Marvel vs. Capcom 3, I guess you want to say that one too. But
mm,
yeah, like I just want it to be 3-on-3, like that. But yeah, it's done differently. It's done really. It's different mechanic, which I I appreciate the freshness though of it. But it's not complicated though. You can learn. The tutorial really does help. I was kind of rushing through near it because like I just want to play. Um,
mm.
and plus I'm not playing against people, so it's not going to be too tough. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm going to need to really know everything. Um, but it's cool that how they have the dialogue for each characters. Well, with the characters I had, it seemed like everybody had dialogue with somebody. You know, they had
Mm.
dialogue to say something to somebody, and I think that's pretty cool. Yeah, man. I mean, it seems like a pretty good game. It seems like a really good game, fun game. But yeah, that's what I think of. So you didn't get a chance to get your hands on it.
No, I had downloaded it, and then it just this week fell apart for me, so I didn't get a chance to boot it up before they turned it offline.
All right. So any other releases besides Campaign Evolved?
Campaign Evolved. We also had Dispatch finally make its way to the Xbox, and we also had Xenoblade Chronicles 2, the Nintendo Switch 2 edition, make its way to the Nintendo Switch 2.
Those people, I get that. Get both Dispatch and Xenoblade.
I wonder if the Xbox version of Dispatch has the same quote unquote censorship problems that the Nintendo Switch version did. I still don't understand quite where those issues came from. I know people talked about there being different versions being rated by different countries and like maybe not wanting to release them in different ones. Mario said no.
Yeah.
I don't know. I've seen Mario's nipples at this point, Dominic, so I feel like we're open to all sorts of things.
Oh yeah, that's right. We saw he wore the beach. Yeah. He wore the Yeah.
So they really should put him in a one piece. All right, Dominic. Thank you guys as always for listening. Check us out on Twitter.
He's like a conservative guy. He should be in that one piece.
He does. He should have in the stripe. The stripe be like, Expedition 33-esque.
Yeah.
Swimsuit. All right, you can find us on Twitter. Dominic said DStalwart5. I'm Regulus MB. The podcast is at SupaPod. SUPAPOD. SupaPod.com is the website. You can check us out there. It has links to all it has all of our previous podcasts, as well as links to all the places you can find us, including YouTube, where there's a video version of this podcast, as well as any other place you might find an audio podcast, including iTunes, YouTube Music, Spotify, Amazon Music, and Audible. And until next time, guys, we'll talk to you later.
All right, see you.